Good morning. Good morning, chat. Good morning, Timmy boy. I am super excited to be here and to finally be part. I know you know what, guys? It's a different cast today. I had the opportunity and the amazing pleasure to be part of the live stream here in Miami. That was yesterday. Was phenomenal. For everyone that tuned in, thank you for tuning in yesterday. And I'm just super excited to be here for another day. Hopefully we can get an amazing trade today. I just want to thank every single one of you for being here and supporting me and you know, for every single one of you that come and tune into these live streams every day. It doesn't go unnoticed. So we love you guys, and let's get into today. I think it should be an amazing trading day. Timmy boy, if there's anything you would like to say to the chat, greet the chat first.
What's going on, chat? How we doing? Thanks for having me as well with Tradeify. I know I've been a guest here every once in a while, but it feels good to be in the driver's seat, you know, especially here with Tyler. Me and Tyler, whoa, man, we go back to Miami. You're in Miami, so we go back to Miami. What was that back in January?
Yeah,
that was great times.
I had
That's
it.
where we...
Yeah, I'm just this is our first stream together, right, my brother? Our first stream.
Yeah.
We always have a lot of fun just on social media or in the chat together, but we finally get to stream together, so it's amazing, and I'm super excited. And today, chat, I want to go over what we can expect, you know, because let's talk about the charts. We got the market opening in about 28 minutes, right? So I want to talk about what we can possibly expect today on the NASDAQ and just get right into it, and what we can expect from today's price action from a higher time frame perspective, and then kind of correlate that into some lower time frame entries. And then any questions you guys got, and then just keep things light. I don't know if we're going to do any giveaways today, if we got any giveaways planned.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. So, yo, Tim, do you want me? You know what? I can get my.
I was gonna say, you sharing your screen?
Let me get mine. Let me get mine up.
I know people look at mine. They're like, "What are those bands? What are these lines?"
Okay.
I'm just like, yeah, we'll get to that later.
All right, chat. So this is kind of what I would let my mic is muted and muffled.
You're
Chat,
good.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, can chat hear you? That I don't know.
Can chat is my mic okay? Just confirm, please.
Yeah, it sounds just like a normal iPad mic.
All right.
Or iPhone or.
All right, guys. So this is actually, believe it or this is an indicator that I personally coded. I coded it on ChatGPT, and then I coded it also utilizing Claude. So this kind of just, let me see if I can zoom out. Okay. So this kind of just gives me perspective on what I'm looking at in the market wise. Like if I were to take this off, right? You guys know I normally like to trade without any colors, right? But just to give myself the narrative of what I would want to look for today and what I'm looking for in general. This is, guys, chat, one of the most powerful time frames that you could possibly trade or get a narrative from is the 4 hour. So I build my entire bias around the 4 hour and the 8 hour. But mostly when I'm looking at the charts, I made a post on this yesterday. I like to see what the 2 a.m. candle, the 6 a.m. candle, and then what the 10 a.m. candle is potentially going to do throughout the day, right? So coming into the market today, what do I see? Okay, so we have this 4 hour candle that swept, which is the 22 candle, swept this 4 hour candle's low, and then what occurred? We had an inversion here on a 4 hour time frame on the 2 a.m. candle, right? So my bias right now is that I want to see us go revisit all-time highs today. I am bullish going into today. I want to see longs. The only narrative I have for the day is longs. I'm not even interested in shorts. If you could see here, when my indicator, it starts to print green like this, it means we're in a strong bullish market. So it just gives me the narrative, okay, I'm going into the day and my bias is naturally long. Now, if I can align that with an hour 4, right? If I can get an hour 4 entry model, I would really like to see us go and revisit all-time highs today. This 6 a.m. candle, right, when we open at 9:30, we can see manipulation down into this gap. And then the 10 a.m. candle could be our distribution candle, right? Or another likely scenario is that at 9:30, we just get a straight rip up, and then the 10 a.m. candle also distributes. So the main thing that I like to see is I like to put myself behind the wheel of what can I expect from the 10 a.m. candle. Because if you know anything about the NASDAQ, the 10 a.m. candle is likely going to be your highest volatility candle. So to put ourselves in the narrative of like, okay, where can we expect price to go, right? We don't want to predict, we want to react. And what I made another post on today is that I like to have very wide stops now, especially with the ATR being very, very wide. I do enjoy having larger stops, guys. On my typical trades now, I know you're going to think this is crazy. I like my stops to be anywhere from 50 to 100 points. And I just go for a 1-to-1 or a 1 to 1.5 R. I like to give the trade a lot of room. The NASDAQ is very volatile. Sometimes you can get a lot of liquidity wicks, especially when coming into the market where there's going to be a large injection of volatility, especially at 9:30, right? I need to have space in the account. I need the trade to be able to have a lot of room to breathe. So going into the market today as a narrative, I like longs, I'm long biased, and that is what I'm looking for today. And there could be manipulation at the open to try and trap people. But for me and my perspective, whatever I'm looking for today, it's going to be long biased. I don't know if you feel the same, Tim, but that is what I'm looking for today.
No, you know, sitting here following along with you, I definitely get where you're coming from. If we switch back over real quick, I'll take a quick look at my chart and just taking a look at the daily. I don't know how you guys feel, but where is this at? I mean, March 31st, we were actually talking about it behind the scenes before we went live. I mean, we've pretty much been absolutely straight up.
Insane.
From somebody who is looking for extended moves in one direction, and I usually look for a mean reversion. That's the type of trader that I am. For anyone who doesn't know, like, this is just crazy to me. We're essentially hitting all-time highs every day. I was actually going to ask you at the end, when's the last time you had a short bias?
Well, this is my best trades and times to take shorts are actually on Thursdays and Fridays. So this is what I do, guys, is I only trade by data. And I know that if I want to see a reversion trade, typically the time of the week where I will get that, where I could see is going to be Thursday or Friday, sometimes Wednesdays as well. So if I am looking for a short, especially like in this market right now, it's going to be when it aligns with the days of the week for me and my data. So right now it's kind of hard for me to go into this and be short. I want to maintain the bullish bias. And right, I may not get an entry, but I want to look for and keep myself in the framework of my mind to just be long today, because I don't want to get caught on the wrong side, right? You could see a strong manipulation down, and then that next 10 a.m. candle, as you can see, we had that huge move yesterday, only for us to go and recover. So I want to stay on I don't want to fight the bulls right now until I have a reason to do it.
Yeah, I feel like that seems to be the case, where it's like every time it looks like we're going to go lower, they go down, they grab some liquidity, and then by the end of the day, we're heading to the highs.
Yeah.
Which actually we're getting a pretty decent move here. If you go to the smaller time frames. Damn, I kind of missed that. I probably would have traded that, to be honest.
So you'll trade pre-market?
Yeah. I try to stay away like the last 5 to 10 minutes, just because then I don't want to get caught in something going into the open.
Right.
But yeah, for anybody real quick, since I'll be here and you'll be looking at my screen a bunch today, what I'm looking for, these are Keltner channels. I've kind of modified them to my liking through tons of back testing, but I'm essentially looking for moves into these Keltner channels, and then I'm looking for a reversal back into the median, which is the EMA that's in the middle, which is the 13 EMA.
Yes.
Not hiding my settings or anything, but yeah, it's all it is. It's a mean reversion. I'm just looking for the move to get extended first, because I have a saying, you know, the faster the move, the weaker the trend. So if we can kind of get that push, and I don't know if you've ever seen the rubber band example. I'm self-proclaimed rubber band man at this point.
Let me I would love to hear about it. Yeah, of course.
So let's take a look here at the chart here. We have this big orange line. I preach this orange line, man. It's yesterday's close. Okay. It gets used so often. But anyways, that would be a key level for me. And you can see it was being used as support coming across here. Right. Now, when it broke that area, we got an extension. Now think of a rubber band. Had this first candle that broke kind of stopped and we started kind of going back up, that would be like the rubber band kind of just like, you know, you're not really pulling it, you're just kind of letting it go. However, when you're looking for a snapback with a rubber band, what do? You pull it tight, right? You pull it as far away as possible. Now imagine this candle as a rubber band. The further you pull it, the odds are you're going to get that snapback.
I like that. It's a very good analogy.
Yeah. And that's my trading in a rubber band. Like if I could find the simplest way to explain how I trade, that's it. And I mean, you're seeing it play out live. Like I said, I'm kind of sad I missed this. I was looking at the bigger time frames when this happened, but right into the bands. Typically I look for whole levels as well. So like 500, 550, 450, you know, like those key levels. When those break, I'll look to get in and I'll look for those to retest. So if I can get a move into my bands and through that key level, like a perfect entry would have been, you know, like 480 around there, 485, 480, and then looking for that 500 retest. That's essentially what I look for. So I don't look
for around 20 points.
Whatever the market's giving me that day. Sometimes it's 5 points, sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 100. You know,
really?
It's really, and I'll try to size appropriately. Like if I notice the range is a lot bigger, I'll size down. If the range is kind of crap, I'll go up. So I'm always kind of trying to make the same amount per trade, but I always kind of pay attention to the range for that current day, because as you know, that can change from day to day.
Yeah. So what's a typical stop loss size for you on your trades? It just it's going to depend, obviously.
It does, yeah, because I will scale into a position, because in theory, like I just gave you the example with the rubber band, if the move continues and it keeps going faster, in my eyes, in my head, the trade's actually getting better. So it goes from like an A trade to, you know, like an A+ trade to an A++ trade, like if it wants to keep going. So I'll actually scale in to the trade, looking for it to then kind of bounce back. Because I always tell everyone, I'm like, put these bands on your chart, which I'll give you the settings. I'm not hiding anything. It's the 13 EMA, and then you have the 3-time ATR multiplier and the 4. That's why I have 2 sets of bands. And I kind of call it the attack zone. So anytime we get between the 3 and the 4 band, that's a good entry to me. And if you put these on your chart and you just scroll back on the 1 minute on the NQ, MNQ, you'll start to notice a pattern. Pretty much any time.
Those are standard deviations outside of the bands?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, no, you're thinking of the Bollinger Bands. Well, they kind of.
Well,
it's similar, but it's using the ATR is what it. So it's really, it gets the volume in there. Oh, what the heck just happened there? My chart it's missing a couple candles here.
Oh, look like you got a gap down.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. It wasn't there a second ago. Interesting. Is that just me? You have that on the 1 minute?
Let me see. Give me 1 sec.
I go from 5.
Let me check the 1 minute.
Yeah, the 5.
No, I'm good.
That's weird.
Try and refresh your
I don't think. Can you refresh the chart? I don't think you can. I just went from I can't change that. Let me change contracts for a sec, see what happens.
Great T does it all the time. Does TG have band powers? In that case, I better behave. I don't have band powers. I don't have band powers, and I don't plan on banning anybody. I just expect everyone to just, you know, be on their best behavior and respectful, and that's it. But you won't get banned because I trust everyone in the chat. And even if you got something negative to say, I can take it. I don't need to ban you. You could say whatever you want to me. You won't hurt my feelings. Trust me.
But yeah, to come full circle real quick too, it kind of goes because we were going from what my bias is today. I don't have a bias. I really just look for a big move one way or the other, and I kind of play it. Now I will say, if we scroll out, like right now, we're making a big move off the bottom here. So we have the lows all the way down in 317. I do pay attention to that because like if we start moving down and we start to get in the middle of that move,
right?
It's really scary because at any point in time, you know, if the buyers or the sellers want to step in, that gives us so much more range in that direction. Right. Where I would rather already be at the highs or already be at the lows, because then again, you're extending. Where in the middle, you're not really extended, right? You're just kind of in the middle, and you never really know what's going to happen at that point.
Let's see how we got 15 minutes. Oh, what is? Let me see what the chat's saying.
Time's flying.
Chat. I'm actually in my apartment complex. They got this people were asking. They got this cool little office space here, and nobody ever comes in here, chat. So I was like, all right, let me go and stream in here, and it's like super quiet. There's nobody. There's the pool right there and stuff. There's the gym, but nobody's ever in here. And I was like, you know what? Let me go stream up here today. And I really like it here. I really like it. And I locked the doors so nobody can get in anyway. But we got the room to ourselves. So yeah, it's pretty cool in here. I can't.
He paid extra. He paid extra for that.
I don't know why people don't come and work in here.
Well, it's because their mic is muffled, apparently.
I came for an update of the happenings of 1942.
Oh,
well,
no.
Guys, listen,
wasn't it 1929?
No, the Don Julio yesterday.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the Don Julio yesterday. Guys, I don't ever drink alcohol, but I did for the stream. And let's just say that it tasted disgusting. And I don't miss it or plan on drinking alcohol in the near future at all. But I did it for the stream and it was fun. And I just want to give a shout out to Brett again, because that was like one of the coolest things I've ever done. And then, guys, after, I don't know if you saw on social media, but we went to this, it's called the Super Blue Museum. And they have like all these interactive, like you could go up to the wall and there's like these sunflowers and you can go and touch the wall. Hold on, guys, you got to see this picture of me and Brett. You guys got to see this.
Let's can we switch over to Tyler's chart just real quick? So I'm gonna restart mine. I just don't want a blank screen up there. Maybe it'll auto do it.
Guys, this is me and Brett at the sunflowers. There's your fearless leader and CEO. That's me and Brett at the sunflowers yesterday. We had an amazing time.
Oh, why can't I see this? Oh, did you show it to the camera? I didn't see it.
Did you see it? Oh, look,
no,
look,
I
look.
didn't. I was restarting.
Look, ready? This is me and Brett yesterday at the sunflowers, guys. Oh, man. Oh, guys, they had this one thing. That you go in, right? And you're like covered in bubbles. So they put you in like this poncho and you go in and it's just like a bunch of bubbles in there. We took a photo. I think Brett put it on his story. If you guys follow him on Instagram, he put it on his story and it was fun. It was super fun. Everyone was there. It was me, Spud, Miriam, Beck, the whole squad. And we had a great time. We went there. And then after we went, I took them because I'm native here. Well, not native, but I live here now. And I took them to Coyo Taco. And I was like, all right, you guys got to try these tacos because this taco place is really good. So I took them to Coyo and they loved it. They freaking loved it.
Coyo Taco. What are they known for? What kind of tacos?
Okay, so
like birria tacos or
everyone got a plethora of things. So me and the Spud, we got carne asada tacos. So did Bready Boy. And then there were a few quesadillas rolling around. And then Amos got a salad. Amos got a carne asada salad.
You see his biceps, bro? I mean,
that's my boy.
He's got to keep him lean, you know?
Guys, I freaking love Amos. He's like the most down-to-earth, coolest guy ever. And every time that I'm around him, like my energy is super high. And I just, you know, when you're just around certain people, Amos is that for me. Every time I'm around Amos, that's my brother. So I was chilling with him all day yesterday. We were talking for like hours, and that was the second time I got to meet him. The first time I got to meet him was we were at the event, the Big Daddy Max event, and then yesterday we got to hang out all day. So that's my homie.
For anyone asking, I see a couple of people still asking on my charts. They're the Keltner channels, just the standard Keltner channels. But when you load them up, make sure you change the EMA to 13, and then the multiplier I changed to 3 for these blue bands, and then the outside ones are 4. So it's 2 sets of the Keltner channels. Yeah, is what I have on my chart. On my chart, and that's all I have on there. I mean, I'll have, like I said, I'll have yesterday's close. I actually got to scroll out to get that so I can see where is it.
Yeah, guys. So also for me, when I'm not taking a trade off for the higher time frame, I'm going to wait until a minimum of 10:30 to wait until the initial balance is formed, and from there I will take an intraday trade. Guys, typically for me, I like, if I'm going to take a trade off in the initial balance, it's usually going to be off the 15-minute time frame, And then if I'm going to take a higher time frame entry, it'll be off the 4 hour, and then I could framework a trade off of that. But normally, if I'm going to take an intraday trade, not off of the higher time frame, I'm going to wait for the initial balance to be set at around 10:30. Just give the market time to develop, give it time to show its hand, and because I like to work off statistics, and that for me, it helps build my edge and helps me psychologically when I know that the initial balance is set for the day. Then I can go and use statistics in my favor as far as, you know, if 80% to 83% of the time, at least 1 point of the initial balance will be taken in the session, right? It's an extremely rare occurrence. And if you know anything about, like I said this yesterday, say we take the initial balance high, right, at 10, say we do it at 10:30, there's only a 20% chance for the day that we revisit the IB low, which is amazing for you as a trader because now you could build an edge around that, right? You only have a 20% chance of revisiting the low. You can now build the edge around that to potentially seek longs for the day, get a better entry or a continuation entry for the day. So I like to wait until 10:30. So that's kind of my plan. We will see how we open up. We got about 8 minutes here. But yeah.
So no, I would not look for the entire move. I tend to, like I said, if we're going through a key level, I'll tend to look just for that key level to retouch. However, I do, if there's really no key levels involved, I'll try to be patient and wait for the EMA. I'll try to front run the EMA a little bit because a lot of times you'll see exactly this where it'll come up to it and try to reject it to continue the move down or up. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this was a perfect trade. I happened to be on the bigger time frame and I didn't see it. So
yeah, let me for anyone that's questioning, I just want to explain my narrative around why the 4 hour is so powerful right now, right? Because first of all, we are in this strong bullish trend, and I'm not going to fight this. This indicator only goes off that I coded when we are in a strong bullish trend. I coded it on Claude and I coded it with ChatGPT for these specific settings based on things that I've utilized in my swing trading, right? Because if you guys know anything about me, I came from a swing trading background and I try to implement at least a little bit of my higher time frame knowledge into trades that I could potentially get in for an intraday trade. So now I'm already, once these candles are lighting up green like this, already my narrative for the day is I'm bullish, right? So now, not only that, I have this inversion here. So we have this gap here, right? And as we inverted it on a specific candle, which is the 2 a.m. candle, right? Now this 6 a.m. candle, we got to see, because within the next 7 minutes, how we open here and how we close could be very, very important and crucial to how the 10 a.m. candle is likely to distribute. This could run down lower, right? Create a big wick and then close higher, and then the 10 a.m. candle can distribute higher. So we just got to be very patient today. And that's exactly what my narrative for the day is I really want to see the bulls still be in control, and I don't want to go and fight that right now, unless it is by a day of the week that I want to trade, usually a Thursday or a Friday, where typically I could try and find a short for the day.
What's the reasoning behind that on Thursday and Friday? Is there something happening in the market?
Just based on my data, right? So based on specific data of the week, and from, I have over 5 years of data, I know that for myself and for my edge, Thursdays and Fridays are the days of the week where I could either see a strong continuation or I could see a strong reversal. Monday and Tuesday Monday I don't even trade anymore. I typically stay away from Mondays entirely. But Tuesdays I like to, I could see a potential start for the week with a lot of volatility coming into the market. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is where we're going to see a real strong influx of volume. And then Thursday and Friday, Thursday could be a strong continuation or a strong reversal day. Thursday and Fridays for me, typically my two strongest days of the week to trade. I don't know if you go off your data like that, but I try to keep things as statistical as possible. This way I can take my head out of the charts, right? And kind of just completely rely on data and analytics in my trading, and it helps separate the emotions, guys. That's the number one most important thing. And so when I rely on my data like this, and you can see, look, we're ripping up right now. When I rely on my data, I just go off of the statistics. I don't want to go and then create this narrative in my mind based on emotions, because that's when you get hurt. If that makes sense.
I mean, if you have an edge, you exploit it, right? That's the whole point.
Why would I not trade Mondays if they're set up? Because in my data, it shows me that Mondays is a lower probability day. It's a day where there's not going to be a ton of volume. And I just go off of, I don't want to get caught in a day where it's lower probability for me, right? So it means me sitting out of the market for a day is a day where I'm not going to get potentially chopped up or get tilted or take a trade that's outside of my plan. So I choose not to trade Mondays. That is not to say that you guys can't trade Mondays. I just go off of my data and what works for me. And for me and my data, Mondays are a really rough day. So I just choose to stay out.
Got it.
That's all.
Got Nick in the chat. What's up, Nick?
Oh.
Swiss Nick.
Oh, Swiss Nick, I have a confession. Swissy boy, I have a confession, and you might be upset at me. Remember those chocolates you gave me yesterday, pal? Okay. Well, guys, chat. Swiss Nick had some authentic, beautiful chocolates. He gracefully gave them to me. He goes, Ty, I want you to have these chocolates. And you know what? I was so excited to take these chocolates from him. But this is what happened, guys, is that we went to the Super Blue Museum after, and I had left said chocolates in the car. Ooh. And Swiss Nick, the chocolates are now a fondue fountain, and they're virtually uneatable. So I feel very bad about these chocolates, pal. I was looking forward to eating them. And you know what's crazy is that Becca still wanted to eat the chocolates after. I showed her the chocolates, and Becca goes, "Oh, I'll still eat it." I go, "What do you mean? You're gonna eat the chocolates?"
Do you still have them? No, you could put them in the fridge.
Should I put them in the freezer?
Well, yeah, you put them in the freezer. It'll solidify back up.
Okay,
and then you can take.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. That's the plan.
I've done that in the past.
We're gonna save these, and we're gonna put them in the freezer.
Yeah, that's what he said too. Yeah, put them in the freezer.
Okay,
good.
Okay, I'll put them in the freezer. I just felt bad about it because I got back in the car, and the chocolates were. It was like, but you know what the thing is, chat? Well, this is the thing: is that it was there was different chocolates. So there was like a pistachio one. There was like there was a bunch of different ones. So now it's all one chocolate. It's just one giant chocolate. So it's like it's pistachio. It's mixed with all the other 7 chocolates that were in there, and it's just one giant chocolate.
Brett did the same thing apparently, so you're good. You're off the hook.
Oh, Brett did it too?
Yep.
Fun fact, Brett did the same thing.
So I got 2 things. We got a minute and a half until open chat, and Tyler also must have missed the door. He didn't lock all the doors apparently.
I did. I did.
Oh, worker.
Yeah.
Got it.
Just bear with me here, chat.
Yeah. She's probably like, what is this fool doing? Locking himself in here, screaming up a storm.
Just let me lock myself in here.
Yeah.
I'm not bothering anyone.
No. All right, 1 minute.
All right, we got 1 minute.
Let's do this.
Let's see
I'll say, how long do you wait looking for your trade? Will you ever trade?
I want to wait until the initial balance is set.
Okay.
So I want to wait. So let's just see how we open. Guys, I need to be very patient, and I need to just stay calm and just stick to my plan here. And I don't want to let emotions. I'm really big on that because I struggled with it for such a long time, guys. And I have to stay patient with my entries, and I can't rush anything because I just become like an over emotional mess in my trading when I do start to trade like that. So I just want to be patient, see how we open here. We got 20 seconds. Let's see. I really want to see us go and rip to all-time highs today. That's what I want to say. I genuinely would like to see that. So we got 10 seconds. Let's see how we open.
Yeah, I would typically like to see the highs broken here as well. I have no reason not to want to see that because if I want to trade, I need to see it extend one direction. We're already headed that way. So it'd be nice to just continue up.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Yeah, up through 600 would be what I'm looking for. Whoa, a little lag to the downside there.
All right. Like I said, there's going to be it could be a strong chance that we get manipulation to one or either side. Let's just see how
could also just be more take profit as well. People
exactly.
taking profit. I feel like a lot of the mornings have been exactly that. Just people taking profit, and then throughout the 10 o'clock hour, just getting back in, looking for the move higher.
Yeah, pretty crazy candle right there.
Yeah, it is.
But like I said, strong chances in the first 15 minutes of the market opening. There's going to be a lot of manipulation. So either way, I like to sit out and kind of just let it show its hand and do its thing, and then go from there.
I will not sit out. I will if I am presented a trade.
Of course,
I am
of
there.
course, bro.
Yeah,
Everyone's got their own specific edge.
exactly. And that's what's beautiful about this, man, right? It's like you can sit here and talk, shop back and forth, and I mean it just never gets old, right? Because everyone has their own little take on it.
Of course. So what are you ideally looking for here right now?
Just an overextension, one way or the other.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, I keep it simple, man. Over the years I tried to complicate it, and once I started real, yeah, you know what I'm getting at. It's like once you start to simplify it, it becomes a lot easier. Like right now, we obviously have a support area sitting here at this 485 area. We just ran into it again, and we're bouncing. We'll see if we can get through yesterday's close again. But if not, I would look for that break. And if we can somehow get a push down to like 450 and through, that would be a plus for me. All right. Again, though, scrolling out, I don't like it as much as if we would have went higher, but I'm still not afraid to take it.
All right, looks like we are. See, we did come into that 4-hour gap, and we are reacting from it. So that is a crucial thing for me to see how price kind of reacts to this gap that we did invert. And yeah, from right now, it's kind of just all hands off for me. Kat, I don't know if you've taken anything. The great Spuddy would have been in an opening trade position. So unfortunately, I just didn't want to go in and take a gambling trade because it just leads to, like I said, it leads to me making bad decisions and having bad habits in my trade. Did you tell us a story about the Rolex? So I got this
Something
watch.
Happened to your Rolly?
No, I guess like how, I don't know. What do you mean? Like how I got it?
Omega's better.
Oh, stop it, please.
That's what I'm wearing.
That's insane. I'm
not gonna lie.
That's a ridiculous statement.
I tried on a lot of Rollies, and I don't know. It just wasn't me.
Wait, no, God, Chad, you really believe that Omega's better? I can't even believe this.
That's what I'm telling Chad. Tell him, Chad.
I can't even believe this right now. Wow, we're getting a pretty steep sell-off here.
Yeah, we're getting through that 485 area. We need to actually see it move through, though. As of right now, it's just kind of flirting with us.
Kind of messing around, right?
Yeah. Market loves to flirt with you.
Let's see. So you're waiting for this overextension to then get involved.
Yep. Yeah, right now my first band's all the way down at 450, so I would need a pretty big move. Yeah, the open, I try not to, that's why I try to stay away the 10 minutes before the bell, because the bands very much differ once you open because of the volume that comes in.
Right.
So I try to give it like the first 10 minutes for the EMA to catch up and the bands to catch up. But yeah, if we get a really strong move one way or the other, I'll still look to trade it. But I am a lot more careful with the bell, obviously, which everyone should be. Because every once in a while you get those 500-point moves in one direction with virtually no pullback.
I know, we got a pretty steep move already for the open here. Chad, is anybody? Yeah, how many points is this candle?
It's like a 70-point candle, about 100 points.
Yeah, the ATR is a little bit lower today. Yesterday was huge, bro. It was freaking massive.
Yeah, I was literally trading 3 micros yesterday. I typically trade between 5 and 8, and I was trading 3 yesterday.
That's why it's so important to not. You should kind of be aware of what the ATR is for the day, and then you can kind of guide your stop loss around the ATR, because certain conditions, a 100-point stop maybe kind of it'll be small, man. It'll be small based on the volume and how we're moving for the day.
Yeah,
50-point stop may not be enough. Sellers are strong right now.
Control. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, coming down to 450. If we can get a push down towards like 430, I'll actually let me put an order out. That's kind of what I'm looking for, just to give you guys a visual representation. And since 450 is right there, we did bounce off 450, which is unfortunate. I'm really looking for, like I said, that imagine this candle's a rubber band. I'm looking for that thing. I want you to pull it as tight as possible.
Yeah.
The bigger the candle, the better. The bigger the candle, the higher the odds that it's gonna, give you some bounce back.
That's a strong.
That's all I'm looking for. I know. See if we can get the pop through 450 here. We already retested the break of that support at 485, so I was kind of hoping we would just continue down here.
ES is up, NQ is down. Why not short if you think it'll hit that level, Tim? Is what someone's asking.
So that's a very good question, because I don't know it's going to hit that level.
Exactly. You're reacting to price, not predicting.
Exactly. Dude, you literally took the words out of my mouth. That's crazy.
Well,
I was going to say, I react to the market. I don't try to predict the market. That's
it never goes well.
I say it all the time. Yeah.
It never does go well when you try to do things like that. All right,
Tony,
pretty big reaction here.
Yeah, coming right back to the 485 area.
Nice reaction back up. Could just be a retracement to then drive lower, but we'll see.
Yeah. I was going to say, a lot of my day is filled with disappointment, waiting for the bands to get touched. And sometimes
and you know what? The best trading is boring trading, bro. It's got to be like that. It has to be.
Same person. Our heads are aligned.
It has to be like that. Or else, when you start...
I always say too, like, if you're not bored while trading, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, you have to be. You have to be.
That's why we have each other, right, chat? Like, that's why we have the communities. That's why we have, like, that's why I love talking to Tyler throughout the day and whoever else I talk throughout the day. It keeps your mind focused and where it should be, instead of looking, you know, if you're always looking for a trade, you're going to find a trade. And guess what? You're going to regret one of those trades.
100%. 100%. Every time that you're on the charts for an extra moment that you don't need to be, you're going to take a trade that, you know, you shouldn't have rightfully taken.
Yep. You're going to find like oh man, this looks like it could work.
Yeah,
and then,
always.
And then literally like 30 seconds later, you're like, why did I get in this?
100%. 100%.
We've all
happened to
been
me
there.
far too many times, bro.
Yeah. I'll say, if you haven't been there, then you haven't been trading long enough.
No.
Or you're lying. Well, one of the two.
They are saying in the chat, let's see, is there a way that they can set up the bands in TradingView? Can you show settings for your inner bands?
Yeah, you should just it's just the standard Keltner channels, and it should give you 3 settings. Those 3 settings are the EMA period, which I think by default it's 20. I changed it to 13. And guys, I back tested this for a very long time, and these are the settings I came up with to kind of get it where I'm looking for. So change it from 20 to 30. The ATR period is 10 by default. Just leave that. And then the ATR multiplier by default is either 1 or 2. I don't remember, but I use 3 and 4 for my 2 sets. It's 2 sets of bands. The blue ones are the 3, and then the red. The reason I made it red is because in my head, sell, green, buy. So that's, and I wait for, if you can have the patience to wait for a move into those bands, you have a very high probability chance that you're going to get some sort of reversal.
Okay.
Like I said, you can backtest this yourself. Throw them on and just go to the 1-minute chart, and it does work on other time frames and other like it works on the ES and stuff like that. It's just it doesn't happen as often, which is why I love the NQ, because you just
because you need the volatility for it to get outside of those ranges and for you to see an extremely overbought or oversold condition.
Yep. Exactly.
I still get into trades, and then 30 seconds later, what am I doing? So, not sure exactly what you do. You mean that you get into your trades and then you don't know how to monitor them? You don't know how to execute them? What exactly do you mean by that, Helio Gara?
Yeah, range is actually picking up a little bit here.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's selling off hard, man. Crazy.
Go, baby, go.
Pretty crazy move.
I do tend to look for, like, if we do get one big candle, I'm not afraid to trade that inside the bands. I am a lot more careful with it. I'll size down just in case like it does continue. But like if we get that like big, like right now, if we got the same size candle as that opening 930 candle,
Yeah.
To me, that's a good representation of that rubber band getting stretched. And I tend to not want to miss those candles. So I'll just take smaller size looking for the quick move. Um, and again, if we can find a key area for it to bounce off of, even better. But
Okay.
again, I won't shy away from starting a position if we can
Yeah.
get one of those giant candles. But
let
it
me
has to
see.
be giant, right?
Of course.
That's what she said.
Wow. Crazy sell-off, man. Wild.
Somebody mentioned in the chat what I think is going to happen too. I mean, we, like you said earlier too, we've been seeing this a lot lately, where we'll get the sell-off at the open, and then it'll slowly kind of creep its way back up throughout the day.
Yeah. That was this 4 hours about to close in 18 minutes. Oh, nice little rip back up here. All right.
Munton, that would be a question from Tyler. He says, I keep losing on the 1 minute chart. How do I talk myself to trade on higher time frames?
Okay. So this is, you need to understand this, and this is what's really important, okay? Because this is what I'll say, is that each and every single one of you are going to react differently to price, right? Not any two people won't react the same to price. So things that happen on the 1 minute for one trader may not stimulate them in a way where it does for another trader. These are all things that you need to know about yourself when you're trading, right? So I always knew for myself that I found myself being more emotional on the lower time frames, and I always struggled with that, right? So the best thing for me to do as a trader, and that's not to say that the lower time frames that's not to say that the lower time frame sucks. The lower time frames can't be traded correctly. I just know for myself and my personality, that's the most amazing and beautiful thing about trading is, right? Is that it's so individualized, and you need to know if you can't hold that trade and you feel this immediate regret, or you feel anxious and then you feel overstimulated, then that time frame may not be the time frame for you to be trading, because things need to happen faster. You need to react quicker. The price is moving too quickly. The candlestick, there's too many different candlesticks that are printing. Every single time that there's a new candlestick, it's now another rational thought that you need to take into your trading. So that may not be the time frame that's aligned with you and your personality, and you need to go and discover that by back testing, by forward testing, by saying, okay, the 1 minute's tough, but the 15 minute, I don't feel that these emotions are coming out of me as like it was when I was trading the lower time frame. So that may be a time frame that aligns with you as a trader. Every single one of you is going to have strengths and weaknesses on specific time frames that align with you, and you need to write that down and journal that and understand that. Everything is different. This isn't a one size fits all. That's the most beautiful thing about the market, is that you can come in and it's entirely everything that you want. And if you see certain things in the market that I don't see, those are your strengths, and you take those strengths and you build an edge around it, right? So that's what I will say, is if you are having a hard time psychologically with that time frame, it's not the time frame for you to be trading, right? I hope that helps.
Just to add on to what Tyler said, like especially with something like my strategy, like I was saying, if I see a huge red, like this green candle when it popped up, if that was a huge red candle, I get excited. Some people get scared, right? That comes with just time on the charts, watching the market, like what you're expecting, well, like what your mentality is going into the markets. Like, are you looking for something very specific? Where, some people will see a big red candle and they're like, oh no, like what's happening?
Exactly.
Where in the meantime, I'm like, hell yeah, like I'm looking for an entry, let's go.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone reacts so differently mentally that it's just one of those things. You have to, like he said, you have to journal these things. You have to find yourself as a trader, because until you find yourself, like we can sit here, I say this to people all the time, like I could tell you exactly what I do down to the T. But once you're in a trade, like say we enter the trade at the exact same spot, but you don't know what I'm doing after we get in the trade, 100%. we're gonna end up trading that same exact trade completely different. Right?
100%. This is the thing, is that, guys, there's going to be one thing that somebody can't teach you. Nobody can teach you. Anybody that offers a course or anything, or even if you watch these streams, it doesn't matter. You need to go and put the time in on the charts when the charts aren't moving, and when listen, when you don't want to go and put the time in behind the charts, because nobody can teach you that. Nobody's going to come in here and say, okay, you have the hours, you have the data. You want to take your psychology to the next level. You need to see this setup time and time again to the point where it's almost second nature. That's the only way you're going to be able to execute it and not care, right? Like this is the most important thing for me is this. I don't like if other traders here and they were short, I don't care. I don't care if they were short because guess what? It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me and my data. I go off of my data, my statistics. So if somebody's saying, "Oh, this is a stupid trade because I'm short on this trade," I don't care. I don't care. I'm separate. My mind is so it's not connected to what other people tell me or what anybody tells me about my trade. I strictly go off of what I see on the charts based off of my data, and I trade that. I leave all the emotional shit outside of it. I don't let anybody tell me what trades to take, if it's a bad trade, if I should be short, this, that, and the third. It doesn't matter. All of you need to do that, right? You need to have your model, your data, whether you like to see somebody online that you like to take advice from, whether it be me, whether it be Tim, whether it be Amos, whether it be Miriam, whether it be Beck, whether it be anybody. You still need to go and put the time in on your own to then adequately see it for yourself. You can't take somebody's shit for face value and just trade it. It's not enough. It's never enough. It's never going to be enough for you. You have to go and put the time in behind the charts to see the setup, to get the data, to journal, to have it almost be embedded in you as second nature. So go and put the time in because nobody, I don't care, nobody can come and do that for you. Nobody. It's so important.
And just to help Tyler along here, really focus on one thing. Like if you are kind of all over the place and you're trying like 3, 4, 5 different strategies, etc., like find the one you like the most, focus on that so that you're not distracting yourself. And it might not even end up being the one you go with, right? But you got to give it a legit shot and you have to see it for what it is, because if you take a trade with one strat and it doesn't work, and then you just completely give up on it and try a different strat, you see where I'm going with this? Like, it's like you don't want to bounce back and forth just because one strat loses once, right?
And I used to do that for so long.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell the chat something here that they need to know. Is that okay? This is very important. It's never the strategy, okay? Every single strategy can be profitable with adequate risk management. Risk management is everything. And what I wanted to tell you guys is risk management comes in so many different forms, right? It's not just the amount of risk you put on a trade. It's knowing what days of the week to trade. It's knowing if your setup is viable with red folder news. All these little minute details matter. It matters. That's why I studied everything, specific candle closures, every single thing I've studied. And all those things is what helps you build your edge and to give you more confidence in your trades and in your positions. You have to be so monotonous with these things in the market because all of it matters. All of it is critically important in your trading. So please just go put the time in and don't let anybody tell you that your edge is bad, that the strategy doesn't work. It's all just people spewing absolute nonsense. They don't know what they're talking about. Go and trade what works for you with things that you've seen, with the statistics and the data that you have. That's it. And this is a beautiful, beautiful rejection of that 4-hour gap, guys. Like, that is the manipulation I wanted to see. That is huge, 100% manipulation. I said it from the beginning. There could be a strong candle that comes down and tries to fake out a lot of people that now went short, right? I think we have news at 10 o'clock, if I am correct here. I think we have jolts at 10 o'clock. Chat, if you can let me know if we have, I think we do believe we have jolts at 10 o'clock. Could be wrong.
We do.
We have jolts.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's orange folder, but yeah.
Okay.
Is Elite Trade said, think of it as being a dog in a dog park with 6 tennis balls going back and forth. Instead of going after all of them, just pick one and get it. That's a good analogy. I like it.
The gap I was showing was the inversion gap on the 4-hour, right? I was telling you about how strong this 4-hour gap was that we inverted, right? Especially we inverted on the 2 a.m. candle. The 6 a.m. candle is your manipulation, right? We're seeing strong manipulation here. The bulls are back in control. And I expect in the next 9 minutes, the 10 a.m. candle should be our expansionary candle. That is what I would like to see for the day. Coming into the market, I want to see this 10 a.m. candle expand. That's why, guys, look at how strong the bulls are, man. Look at that. The bulls are strong, man. Beautiful trade. That's what I was telling you guys. You need to, don't fight the bulls right now, man. Don't fight the bulls. I know, we're at all-time highs. The bulls are strong, bro. Look at this complete reversal. Rejection off that 4-hour gap. Beautiful, man. I want to see the 10 a.m. candle distribute. I want to see us distribute higher to all-time highs. I want to see us hit all-time highs today.
Freeway Hustler. I'm not self-promoting here, but if you go to my channel, it's just Tim Vesh. I have a video that explains it all. Yeah, if anyone's looking for a little bit more in depth on my strategy instead of me just kind of piecing at it here, you can go find that video.
Yeah, I want to see us. We have 9 minutes here until this 4-hour candle closes. 4-hour candle closures are some of the most important candles you could ever trade, guys. They tell the real story of the market. The real story. None of this 1 minute, this is the real story. How are buyers in control? How are sellers in control? As far as right now, when you're looking at this chart, when you see that 4 a.m., that 6 a.m. candle, we tried to distribute all the way down. Buyers were so strong, they pulled us back up over this inversion gap, and then the 10 a.m. candle is about to come in. It's going to be the largest volatility candle for the day, and I want to see the bulls run this candle up. I want to see a strong bullish reaction on this 10 a.m. candle. That's what I want to see.
I would love to see that too. A nice pop up through 600 would be beautiful. Is this all-time highs? I honestly didn't even look.
No. All-time highs is... Yeah, I'm telling you, I want to see this 10 a.m. candle rip, man. I want to see a strong reaction on this 10 a.m. candle. PG, can you share your...
Yeah, you can put Tyler's up if you want. Unless we get a really big move, I'm not gonna
I want to wait. Yeah, so right now I have this 4-hour play. So I took this trade, guys, I actually took this trade earlier in the morning. I took this trade at 2 a.m., right? I literally took this trade at 2 o'clock in the morning. I took it with 5 micros, and I'm still in on this position, and I'm holding through this 10 a.m. candle. I want to see how this candle distributes. So I was in this trade literally from 2 o'clock in the morning. I got an alert on my phone. And as long as my alert goes off and I get the position, I take my trade. I'm taking my entry, and I'm holding it right now, and I want to see this 10 a.m. candle distribute.
Somebody said everyone should have a Tyler at home with you whenever you're trading.
I love that.
Just imagine having Tyler right behind you at all times, dude.
Look at this freaking beautiful candle, man. It's gorgeous. This candle is literally stunning. Stunning candle.
See if we can get right to the highs here.
Holy cow. Let's go, chat. Let's freaking go. Wow. Such a strong candle, man. I think this 10 a.m. candle is going to be very, very powerful. This is going to be a rock. It's going to be a rocket ship.
I'd be really surprised if we pop straight through here, though. That was a pretty nice candle right into the current session's high. I doubt we'll get through on the first attempt.
Red to green on the H4. Never heard someone say stunning candle. It is a beautiful candle, man. It's the way that candle manipulated lower and trapped all those sellers in the market right there. So many people got hurt on that, man. Going short, a lot of people got hurt on that. So
yeah, there's that rejection.
It's just the way we're going to close here. It looks like if we could close bullish, it'd be even a stronger reaction to that gap. It looks really good. We got 5 minutes here until 10 a.m. and we'll see how we go.
That's a crazy 4-hour candle.
Yeah, nuts.
I never look at those, but yeah, looking at it, that's crazy. That's a wick of all wicks.
It's my favorite time frame to trade, guys. If I were to trade one time frame and I can only trade one time frame for the rest of my life, it would be the 4-hour. It tells you so much information in only a few candles. Guys, I want you to study something, right? When this stream is over and you're done trading for the day, I want you to go and study how the 2 a.m. candle reacts, how the 6 a.m. candle reacts, how the 6 a.m. candle reacts to the 2 a.m. candle, how the 2 a.m. candle reacts, and how the 10 a.m. candle reacts to the 6 a.m. candle. The best reaction is going to be the 6 a.m. candle's reaction to the 2 a.m. candle. So then you could be in the framework of mind of how the 10 a.m. candle is going to distribute. Those are the 3 most important candles on the NASDAQ: 2 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m. When the stream is done and you guys if you don't have anything to do later, I want you to go on the 4-hour and study those candles. They're very, very important. And if you have any questions, just hit me up on X or Instagram or whatever, and I'll help you guys. Mine is the 1 hour. That's all I trade.
So what gets you into a trade here?
So initially, like I said, my initial entry here was where I could have actually got an even better entry, right? So like my A plus entry would have been on a tap back into this gap here, and then I would have had a 100-point stop. Typically, I know you're thinking this is crazy, guys. I know you're gonna say I'm absolutely insane for having a 100-point stop, but I like big stops. I like big stop losses, and I only go for like a 1-to-1 to a 1-to-1.5 R. That's it. When I swing trade, I get my big trades. For my swing trading background, that's where I go for my high RR. But for these prop firms, for the prop firm model, I go for 1-to-1. I use it on a high time frame. I give my trade a lot of room, and I just let it breathe, and I let it go. I let it do its thing, right? That is how I typically trade. I like big stop losses. I know you're gonna say, oh, 100-point stop, you're crazy. I just do what works for me and my data, guys. That's what works for me. I know you may think it's stupid to have a big stop, but I like a big stop. That's it. I DCA, so 100-point stop is not that bad. He wants to say it. It is massive. You know what? But I just do what works for me and my data. The 100-point stop is good for me. And I go for a 1-to-1, 1-to-1.5, and I walk. The prop firm model, the futures prop firm model is built on consistency. You don't need to hit home runs. Focus on consistency, take those 1-to-1s, 1-to-1.5, and come back for another day. You can size up on those positions as you build a buffer, right? So as my buffer grows, people always ask me, oh, what's your risk? My risk is dynamic. My risk depends on how much buffer I have in the account, right? So if my account comes with a $4,500 loss limit, my typical first trade would be around $1,000. Every single time I build more of a cushion in that account, I have the confidence to grow it, and then my size becomes bigger. It's always dynamic. It's never static risk. Sorry, guys. I'm really passionate about this, and I want to help you because
I love it.
Because
it's bigger.
Yeah, because you know what it is people are so attracted, and I made a post on this on Twitter today. I suck at scalping, guys. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, okay? I suck at it. I'm horrible at it. I'm very bad. I'm very emotional, and I'm just not good at scalping. I tried it, guys.
You're emotional?
Nah. I tried it. So every time that I did try to scalp, I would get hurt, man. I would get really hurt. So I know that I'm not built for that. I'm not built to be a scalper. There are amazing scalpers out there. One of my really good friends in the trading industry, his name is Okala, and he's an amazing scalper. I can't ever trade like him. I can't do it. He scalps. Look at this thing rip, dude. He scalps. Yeah. I can't do it. I'll never be good at it. I focus and do what works best for me and my psychology. That's the most important thing for me. If you guys are good at scalping and it doesn't hurt you psychologically, then more power to you. Scalp. I just stay in my own lane, and I know what works for me, and I stick to that. That's it. Look at this freaking amazing chart. Amazing candle, bro. This is going to close in 50 seconds. Chat, take me to all-time highs, chat. Take me to all-time highs. Please. Get me up there.
I would love it. I need something. Usually if I'm not trading by like 10:30, I start to get sad because the volume starts to die down, and I know that I'm probably not going to get any trades.
I want chat to see that I am not lying here. I am currently floating around $1,000. Guys, if you know me, I only trade on my phone. I'm a freak. So I'm floating $1,000 profit right now. Boom. Check your boy out. There it is. We're cooking. I'm up 1,200. Let's go, baby! All right, I want to see all the lines, guys.
I wonder, Nick's stop, Spudnik's stop must have been down at like 4:30 there.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, it's Schultz. It's Schultz.
Right, here's 10 a.m. Here's 10 a.m. Let's see.
I had an order out way up at my bands. I'm
guys,
glad.
I want to see this candle. I want to see us go a lot higher. Keep going, baby.
I know you can't see it on Tyler's chart, but we literally shot down to yesterday's close right there at 10 o'clock and just absolutely rebounded right back up. That was pretty nice.
And
very bullish.
And that's what I say. Don't fight the bulls when they're in control right now. Everyone's like, oh, all-time highs. You have no reason to short the market right now until it tells you to. There's no reason for you to short the market right now until you have very, very good reason to. Let the bulls lead you to the promised land for right now. Let them lead you there. Don't fight them, bro. You can't fight the bulls right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, fight Tyler instead.
Just fight me instead.
Yeah.
Or fight him off.
If you don't fight him off, you sound he's got guns, man.
Longs go green. I like this guy. Appreciate you guys. So that was I had quite a big buffer on that account. I actually used 10 micros on that position. 10 micros. I'm in on that trade. So 1 mini. I like to scale in. I was scaling in with micros, but that's typically what I like to do. So I am floating around $1,000 on that trade. What the fuck is this NQ today? That was complete and utter manipulation is what that was. That was a 4-hour manipulation wick into a higher time frame gap, and it cooked a lot of people going short. A lot of people probably just got hurt real bad going short on that. Really bad.
It's almost a daily occurrence at this point.
Yeah, and I know that just based on things that I've seen, that was probably a more than likely scenario for the NASDAQ to do, like, especially based on how that candle closed. I really liked how that 2 a.m. candle closed, and it was an immediate inversion, right? We created this gap on the 4-hour, right, guys? Yeah, we created this gap on the 4-hour. I don't know, are my charts up? Yeah, you can see my charts.
Yes, yeah.
All right, we created this gap on the 4-hour, and immediately on the next candle after you inversed it, it wasn't 2 candles after, it wasn't 3, it was the immediate candle following that gap. We immediately inversed it. That is a strong sign that bulls are still in control, man. This is not ready to go lower yet. It's not ready. I know everyone out there is like, oh, I want to pick the top. I want to pick the top. Every single time you do that, you're going to get burned really, really badly.
Guys, it was the Jolt's job openings. It was orange folder news at 10 o'clock. That's what caused that wick.
That was pretty dope watching it on the 4-hour. Yeah, guys, please trust me when I tell you this. Please, I've been trading for 7 years. I've tried every single time frame out there. I've gotten hurt by a lot of time frames. I want you guys to go and study the 4-hour chart. When you have time, doesn't have to be today, but just I want you to go and study how these 4-hour candles close. I want you to study how they react to certain gaps in the market. I want you to see how they react to certain highs and lows of previous candles, right? If you get a wick of a 4-hour candle, right, and then you close back in the range, I want you to analyze that as well. I want you to go and do a lot of research on these 4-hour candle closes, and then you can go and framework that into your lower time frame entries. Just trust me, guys. It's very powerful, and I wouldn't tell you something that's going to waste your time, okay? So just go and try that out, and I promise you it's very, very good stuff.
Yeah, Tyler's not telling you guys to change to the 4 hours and only trade the 4 hours. He's telling you to look for confluences between the two.
Correct. That's all. I want people to just utilize the higher time frame to help framework your bias for the day. That is all. You don't have to execute on the 4-hour, but if you know in your mind, okay, I have this framework that I know what I want to see out of the 4-hour chart, right? So I want to see the 10 a.m. candle expand. Okay, let me go down to the 15. Let me go down to the 5 and see if I could frame an entry from that time frame to then align with the 4-hour. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? I'm just trying to help you out. You don't have to do anything that I say, right? I'm just an idiot who live streams and trades, but I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to give you real information because there's not enough of it out there, and there's too much smoke and mirrors and bull crap out there. And I'm telling you guys, this is what genuinely helped me become profitable, is utilizing the higher time frames. I swear, guys, I struggled for 6 years, and I completely shifted my entire life around in a short amount of time, and it was by me utilizing the higher time frames and me keeping my emotions in check. And it's easier to do that when you have more of a reaction time on the higher time frames. It gives you that breathing room. When you're on the 1 minute and you need to execute your trades really fast, it takes a small second to make a mistake. You can make a mistake really fast, and then you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done this. When you can execute on a 4-hour candle, you could, okay, let me just take my time here. Let me go see previous data real quick. Let me get my sizing right. Everything that you got to do on the 1 minute has to be fast. It has to be quick. And when you do things fast in these markets, it's never going to help you. It's going to hurt you. So I just want to help you guys try the 4-hour and go and study it. That's all. Or you don't have to. You don't have to.
And just to play devil's advocate a bit, like, you can be good on the smaller time frames, especially the 1 minute. I know some people that trade like the 10-second chart, you know, like there are people out there now. Are they a little crazy? You kind of have to be to trade that, but you know, you can do it. But like Tyler's saying, if you can already have a bias in one direction, and and we were actually talking about this earlier. Well, you were, the risk management. The two things that I preach the most are consistency and risk management. If you have great risk management, you can be consistent with it. I mean, the name of this game is we all can win, right? We're all going to look for an edge where we can accumulate money. How to keep that money is the hard part, right? You need to learn how to make sure that you're keeping the money once you get it. That's the hard part.
This is the most important thing, guys, right? And it's that there's nothing wrong with lower time frame entries, right? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I just want to help you guys to at least be on the side of where the higher time frame is, and you're just looking for an extra confluence. That's all I want you guys to do. Build it. The more confluence you have in your trades, the more confidence you have in your trades, right? More confluences equal more confidence, and then you can execute your trade and just learn to live with the results, right? If you knew the 4 hours aligned, and then you had your entry on the 5 and you still get stopped out, listen, that's a good freaking loss, man. Just make sure the loss is controlled. This was another video I made on is that not everybody is going to have that threshold of the amount of money that they can lose where it's then going to hurt you and cause you to make a bad decision, right? I don't know what it is. For me, as things grew more and more, like initially when I first started trading, $500 loss would cause me to tilt, right? So then I had to scale my losses down. I had to reduce my size. Everyone out there is on a different path right now in your trading, right? If you're going from blowing all your funded accounts, right, and blowing all your evals, and you pass and you get a funded account, that is a W, bro. That is a huge, huge accomplishment. And don't ever compare and contrast yourself to anybody else's results or progress in these markets. If you blew every account you had and you passed one, congratulations, my brother. That is a freaking huge W, and that's an amazing start. If you are a trader where, guess what? I just can't walk away from a $300 loss. You know what? You made the right decisions to know now, guess what? I'm going to lower my risk and be able to just walk away on that $100 loss. Because the more time that you have that therapy, it's basically like exposure. You're exposed to those losses because losses are going to happen. They're inevitable. The best traders in the world are the ones that can walk away and not let that affect them into their next trading day. So whatever that number is for you, you need to know that, okay, $500, I can't go above that because it's going to cause me to make a bad decision. And over time, those losses will be able to grow bigger and bigger. And then you could scale your account, and you're also scaling yourself as a person, as a human, psychologically. I can handle bigger losses now and not blow up. You can't magically take a $2,000 loss and expect for it not to hurt. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not going to happen like that, bro. The reason why I could take bigger losses now is because I've been exposed to some serious freaking losses, bro. Some big losses, right? I've had trades swing trades where I'm up 30,000, 40,000. The trade comes back to break even and I don't touch it, right? My biggest trade ever, I made 71,000. I watched the trade go from 25K to 5K to 45K to 10K. And I just didn't touch it because I was exposed to those numbers already. You're not just going to magically be able to think that, oh, I could take this loss, because guess what? Your mind's thinking what you could do with that money, right? Your mind's like, holy shit, I'm up 10 grand. I could do this, that, and the third with that money. It could take care of these bills. It could help me get out of this debt. And you're attached to that. But that just doesn't magically go away. It takes time. Be patient. This is your journey. This is your process. You will make this happen when the time is right. Just go slow. And you got every single one of you that's watching this right now. I'm extremely proud of you for even being able to have the balls to go and want to be a full-time trader, or to just take trading on to help your family, whatever the hell it is. I'm extremely proud of every single one of you, because people don't understand how difficult trading is. It's one of the hardest things and the easiest money that you could ever make. It's very difficult. So I love you guys, and I just want to see you guys succeed. And any information that I could do to help you, that was my little bit of information to help you, is that just try and utilize the 4-hour chart and help just framework a bias, and just take your time. And this isn't a rush, and it's going to happen when it's supposed to. That's it. Sorry for going off on a tangent. I get really passionate with these streams, guys, and it's just like things like overcome my body, and it's hard for me to like. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I'll stop yapping. And
no, we love it. We love it.
Yeah.
I did want to expand on one thing that I heard. I don't know if anyone else caught the gold nugget in there. Tyler said, don't when he was talking about the losses, there is a such thing as a good loss, and that was the gold nugget right there. You should be proud when you follow your strategy and you take a loss where you're supposed to take a loss. Mm-hmm. That is like one of the biggest things that a lot of people struggle with, including myself, is, you know, you're staring at the chart. You see that your stop loss should be right where it's supposed to be, and you just don't put it out. Yeah. But being able to put that stop loss out, take that loss, because per the data, per your experience, per everything that you have up to that point, you know your edge, that if you take this loss and move on, it's not a big deal. Yeah. When you start to let that go and you watch it continue, and now you're in no man's land, right? I say this all the time. If you have a strategy, the only way that you can prove to me that you have an edge in this market or a strategy that you know, is you should be able to write it down. I should be able to ask you any question about your strategy, and you should be able to pop it off right then and there and tell me exactly what it is. Like, if right now, let's say Tyler's in his long position, I guarantee you, if I asked him if we shoot up right now to 670, like, he would have an answer for what he would do inside of his strategy. I would have an answer for what I do with my strategy. Exactly. Do you? What if we just go sideways for the next 2 hours? What if we have a huge candle to the downside and you're in a long position? You know, like, what are you doing in every single situation with your strategy, with your edge? And if you can't answer that, then you need to write. I say this all the time too. You have a strategy, write it down. The more you write something down, I mean, you could type it. I actually like physically writing it. And when I first started, I would literally draw my charts in a journal. And this was one of my old mentors. He would say, like, take a piece of paper, and at the end of the day, redraw all your charts on, like, with a pencil into a notebook, because you will remember that way more than just taking a quick screenshot and posting it in an online journal. If you have to sit there and write out the entire chart, as you're writing that chart out, you're going to start to notice things that you wouldn't have noticed if you just, pulled the chart up and just kind of glanced at it. Right. And that's one of the things, just full circle here. The losses are like I said, it's the most important part, the risk management, keeping your money after you make it, right? We all have a strategy that we think is profitable as we're making a move up here. I am watching it.
Guys, look at that candle, dude. Yeah. Guys, that candle is so freaking powerful. I can't wait till you study this and you guys see what I'm talking about, because it's not nonsense. I'm not talking. I've studied these particular candles for so freaking long, man. And that it's doing exactly, you know what? It's so easy to separate yourself, like that. People were like, oh man, we're selling off. Look at this amazing reaction. I'm telling you right now, I want to see all-time highs today. I know it sounds crazy. I want to see all-time highs today, for sure.
It's not 100%. Crazy at this point. We're 40 points away. That's not,
insane.
Yeah, I mean, the low a day is down at 317. We're at, it's 300-point range right now. So that's not, another 40 points ain't nothing.
It's absolutely stunning. It really is. And I want to know if you guys do study this and you just kind of want to go and back test. I would like to see if you get any value from it, and if you guys could reach out to me, right? Even just if it's on X or on Instagram, wherever, just reach out to me and be like, yo, I studied the 4-hour candles, and it actually helped me a lot, because if you guys tell me that, it makes my entire day, because I just want to help you as much as I can. And that was something for me, especially. I struggled with day trading, like intraday trading, like coming from a swing trading background for a long time. And I said, I need to find a way where I can have these intraday moves also align with a higher time frame, because I'm going to be honest, guys, where I shine is I'm a swing trader through and through forever. It's where I made my most amount of money ever. And I had to correlate that in a way with the higher time frames. And this was the way that I did it. And I just want to see you guys utilize it, right? You don't have to enter off the 4-hour, but if you could build the bias with it, it'll help you guys a ton. And hopefully you guys go and do some research on it. And I think it really will help you. I really will.
What's take note, Z Marvel is giving me FOMO for that trade earlier. He's like, when's Vola gonna take a trade? Well,
just hit TP. Oh, glory to God. Heck yeah, brother. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, just to give you an example, in pre-market, I mean, I would have taken this trade. I happened to just be not looking at it when it happened, but I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this exact move. We see a move into these bands. I'm in. But as you can see, since the open, we haven't even really come close.
Patience.
Yep. We haven't even really come close to the bands. We're just kind of riding the EMA up.
Wow.
Which, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people like certain EMAs, but I will say ever since I've started trading this, like whenever we get trending one direction,
Yeah.
I've noticed the 13 EMA is very strong.
I utilize actually based on my indicator, right? The one that I created here, it's actually utilizing EMAs. So the one that I coded here, the one where it turns the candles green, it utilizes EMAs. It's the 9. What did I code it for? It's the 9, the 14, and the 21, and the 50. 9, 14, 21, and 50. Those are the EMAs I utilize, and it's something that I used in my swing trading as well, and where I saw a lot of success with. So I wanted to. This was honestly one of the best indicators that I've ever made. Guys, I'm like a nerd with this shit. So anything that I could do to like help my edge, I'll go on like Claude or ChatGPT, and I create these indicators. And yeah, this was like one of the best ones I made, and it came out so well, bro. And it just helps me like formulate a bias. And when we're in bearish territory, they're like, if the EMAs are pointing down, all the candles will flip red. If it's neutral, the candles will stay their normal colors, which is this right here, just black and white. There you go.
Yeah, I actually am the same way as you, Tyler. Like I used to trade exactly how I'm trading, but without the Keltner channels. And I was like, I need something visual on the chart, because I noticed like I would start to overtrade some days, and then like I would go back and I would journal, and I would be like, why did I even get in that trade? Like it wasn't even really extended, you know? And so really the Keltner channels for me are just a visual representation of it's almost a like a safe haven for me, because I know that until we get to those bands, I have no reason being in a trade. And before I had these bands on the chart, it was hard for me to tell, like if I can just show you what it looks like with them off real quick. Wrong one.
And you know what's amazing is that you have and people should strive to have that, is, guys, you don't need to be involved in the market every single day to make money. I'm telling you right now. I swear, I had some of the biggest payouts ever in prop firms, and I traded 3 times a month on certain swing trades. I could take a few intraday trades a week. Guys, I'm gonna be completely honest. If I just focused on Thursday and Friday and I didn't even trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I promise you, I would have months that other traders wouldn't even have, because those are the 2 best days of the week for me, right? I don't even need to trade Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even if I just focused on Thursday and Friday, those are my 2 best days. I don't need to go in. You don't need to be involved every single day. That's where you guys are wrong. Every single time that you get involved in the market and you put risk on, it's a bigger chance that you're going to lose, bro. It's not that you're going to make money. It's that you're going to give it back. You're going to end up giving it back. So focus and get whatever the bet. You guys need to know this with your data, because otherwise you're just trading blind. If Mondays suck for you and you're just trading Mondays because the market's open, you're doing yourself a disservice as a trader, right? You're like, oh, but what if there's a setup on Mondays? But it means nothing. If the setup is statistically a loser over time, bro, you're trading the wrong day of the week. You don't have data on it. So somebody in the chat said, oh, but if the setup's presented on Monday, I'll take it. Yeah, but if the setup's statistically a loser over time, you're taking a losing fucking trade. So why are you even going to get involved? You need to have the numbers, bro. You have to. I'm so big on this. That's the only way you should be trading. You have to trade with statistics.
And real quick, just to give you guys an example of what I used to do, and I would find myself like, look how many times we make moves up, and I would, the old me would short something like this. Look, we're extended. Nope, we go on higher. Look, we're extended. Nope, we're just gonna keep going higher, right? But then if you put these Keltner channels on, you'll notice that sure, we got close to them, and look, every time we did get close to them, that's kind of when it tried to pull back, but it just kind of went sideways. But we never actually hit the channels, right? So it's like, if it was more of a, okay, these moves weren't as extended as I thought, right? And so I would start over trading these moves. And so I needed something to just kind of help me visually get to that point where if we do run into them, like, which now if I throw these on, you'll see moving forward, every time we run into these channels, what do we see? And just some sort of attempt at a pullback. That's all it's there for. It's like, it's for me to have a guide. Why would you not use a guide, right? Of course I could trade without these, but if it's there and it makes your life easier and it keeps you out of dumb trades, like Tyler was saying, why wouldn't you use it, right? It's there for a reason. Like,
you know what it is that everyone, and this is the problem, guys. This is really what the issue is that everyone goes on social media, and then you see people posting these big P&Ls every single day. But guys, I'm gonna level with you here, okay? You want to know the truth? They're blowing so many accounts, bro. They're blowing so many and they're not showing you that. So that's why you guys feel the need to be involved, because you're like, oh, this guy posted a $50,000 day. Dude, he's full porting his account. He's full porting it. He has an extremely large bankroll, right? He's full porting the account. So this is the thing, is why social media is so toxic, and you just need to focus on yourself, right? You don't need to trade every day. You don't need the biggest P&L. You know the trader that I respect? The one that's consistent, the one that could take a loss and walk away, because that's the one that's going to be sustainable over the long term. Anybody could hit a big trade, bro. Anybody can. Anybody could hit a big trade, but 95% of the people can't keep the money. 95% of the people can't walk away.
Yeah, the worst part is a lot of these people posting big P&Ls, they're not even, they're not even payout P&Ls, right? They're literally just from that one day of trading where they, like he said, anyone can hit one big trade. But as we all know, with the rules of most of the prop firms, you're not, unless you're already live, you're not getting that money.
Yeah.
So
what the hardest part about people is that when you see these people, they go on win streaks, right? For 2 weeks, a week. And it takes that one red day, because now this is what's going to happen is when you're on a consistent win streak, this is just how the human body and the human mind is made, is that now your ego is going to be inflated and you're going to be extra confident. You may throw on a little bit of extra risk. You may put on too many contracts that you shouldn't have. Why? I'm feeling good. I'm on a week win streak. I'm on a 2-week win streak. I haven't lost a trade yet, right? And then what happens? That one red day, when it should have been so small and controlled, their whole entire account is now gone. That is not a way that's sustainable for you to trade, right? And I want you guys to be in the frame of mind is that you need to be able to walk, bro. You got to walk. When you take that trade and you lose, you got to leave. You can't have it dictate your entire day.
And guess what? You even watch the Olympics, and when they're running like the 100-meter and stuff like that, guess what? What he's saying is you got to walk before you run. But guess what? Even when you run, sometimes you fall on your ass. It's going to happen. And that's where the risk management comes in. So it's like, we can sit here and preach to you all day, but until you apply it yourself, I mean, there's really nothing more we can tell you to get you to that point. We could try, but until you take that step yourself, as Tyler was saying before, I mean, that's what it really comes down to.
100%.
Oh snap! All right, Nick. I was actually asking on the back end if we had the power to give away, but Nick is in here to save us. 333 likes in the next 3 minutes. 50K lightning funded giveaway. Wow. Everybody, we have 700 people in here. You guys can get the 333 likes. Let's go.
We're doing a lightning funded.
Lightning funded 50K.
Let's go.
I'd ask if we could do marbles, but I don't think that's possible.
You know what, guys? Stay with me. Hold on. I'm making a shift. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I noticed the door got left unlocked. And it's getting
this is live. Busy. This is live, guys. I'll come out here so I don't annoy you.
I'm actually surprised with the way that I'm surprised they stayed.
It's okay. Go out here.
Hey, we got an IRL stream now.
Dude, here we go. Okay. All right. Chat, I'm now out here. You know what, God, I'm gonna be honest. Those people were starting to bother me a little bit. I was getting a little agitated.
I was getting ready to tell you to turn around and tell the other guy, because looked like he was listening. I was like, you got to start charging him like 50 bucks.
I'm gonna be honest. I was getting a little aggravated in there because I just wanted the whole space to myself. Sorry, chat, but I'm out here now.
The worker got you. The worker got you.
TG hung over after 1942.
We already hit it.
Nice.
All right, keyword W space TG space and space Vola. That's a crazy keyword.
That's an insane keyword.
And if honestly, I know Tradeify, do not type it twice. If you type it twice, you will get disqualified. Type it once in the chat, leave it at once.
I honestly love it. I love it.
That's great. Dude, we mesh well, man. I knew once this opportunity came up, I was like, dude, this is gonna be great.
Bro, I knew we were gonna have an amazing stream today. I knew it. All right, here's 10 a.m. Crazy.
Coming down to the band's butt.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Patience.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's my life in a nutshell. Is the word patience. I have 2 kids, so.
Oh, you need that. You need that with the little ones running around.
Yep. If you don't have patience as a parent, then you're in trouble.
Big trouble.
If you don't have patience as Tyler as a friend, you're in trouble.
Very true. No truer words have been said.
I mean, think of streaming with Tyler and trying to say something to the chat. I mean, you gotta be patient. You gotta be patient.
Guys, I get so passionate and it's like hard for me to like turn it off. So I go on these tangents, and then all of a sudden it turns into like, it's like a 30-minute thing. And I don't even mean for it to be. I genuinely don't. I don't mean for it to get to that point, but it kind of ends up being that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like you can see and hear the passion coming from you. So it's like, I feel the same way. I'm just not that person, to keep talking. I also like stumble over my words a lot. So somebody asked what the lines are again. They're the Keltner channels. It's the 13 EMA in the middle. And then the ATR is 10, and then the ATR multiplier for the blue bands is 3, for the outer bands it's 4. We're actually kind of coming into them here. I would love to see a big move down here through 550.
Let's see if you can get it.
Yeah, big push down through 550. You can kind of, and this is I call it grinding. You see these candles, they all look the same, right? They all look about, let's see, they're about 20 point candles. So when I'm seeing 20-point candles and a move down like this, I want the 40-point candle, right? I want that rubber band to stretch.
Yeah.
And for anyone that
wants to be
here,
as overextended as possible.
Exactly. And then if we can get through a key area and, bounce into a key area, or not bounce into a key area, but, extend into the key area, that's even better. So like right now we have yesterday's close, which has been used a ton today already. If you scroll left, if we could get a big candle into that, I mean, that's heaven for me right now.
All right, let's see if you can get something here.
And then ideally, assuming you're still in your position, I would love a huge bounce right back up to the all-time highs.
I am still currently in this trade. I am just seeing it through. I want to this could just be a small move back down. Honestly, guys, this wick is so astronomical that it could very likely come and fill 50% of this wick. Hold on here, let me put this on.
Oh, hold on. Matthew Fluck 8854, congrats. You won the 50K Lightning funded account. Good stuff. You guys can stop typing W space
Congratulations,
TG
my brother.
space and space Vola. That was a crazy keyword. I mean, that's a forced copy paste
that was one of my most favorite keywords yet.
Yeah. I think making them complex like that and having them actually have to type it out. Imagine you could make them so it could detect if it was copy pasted and just disqualify them.
We'll get there one day.
Yeah, one day. Are you suing the Bollinger Bands for reversals when the price crosses outside the band? Well, these aren't the Bollinger Bands. They're similar, but they use ATR. So I'm looking for when volume increases. These are the Keltner channels. But yes, I am looking for a move into the channels, and then I'm looking for the reversal. So unfortunately, yet again, it got close, and we are getting the reversal. And everyone's, why don't you, when it gets close? And there are times where, like, if I feel like the market's a little bit choppier that day, I will tend to, maybe be a little bit more aggressive with some of my entries. But I'm always looking for that bigger candle. Like I said, we were grinding down. These are 20-point candles. If we had a 40-point candle and it didn't get to the bands, like I'd still be obliged to take that. But because we had this huge trend, I mean, I wouldn't say a trend, but we had this huge move down at the open, and then we trended all the way up almost to all-time highs. To me, that tells me we're not in a choppy market today, and we're looking to trend one way or the other. And as you can see from those highs, we started to make a pretty decent move down. So we're not getting that choppy action where being more aggressive makes sense. So I'm going to be way more patient on a day like today and really wait for those bands to get hit.
I love that.
And
I love the patience.
I was gonna say it sucks for you guys from a spectator standpoint, but it is what it is. I'm not going to take a trade just because I'm streaming in front of you.
But this is what trading is. It is a game of it's a game of patience. You can't, every time that you try to go and rush something and take a trade outside of your edge and what your normal position would be, and then you get rewarded for it, it's going to breed a bad habit, right? So how many times have you guys gotten tilted and then the end of the day green, and then guess what? If you don't think that those emotions are going to come out in the following trading day or in your next tilt session, it's just going to end up exposing you even more. So you need to be so attracted to the point where you're like, okay, I want my emotions to be at the forefront of my trading. I want to learn how to stay as robotic as possible in my trading, right? So you get to the point where you're like, okay, win, lose, or draw on this position. I'm what beautiful beverage there, good sir. Win, lose, or draw. I don't care how this trade plays out. As long as I stuck to my risk, because that's the only thing that you can control. I can't control how this trade plays out. The only thing I can control is my risk management on it. So why wouldn't you put that at the forefront of your trading? When you know everything else, you don't have control over. That has to be the most important thing that you look for in your trading, is that every single time that I take a trade, it's going to be with the proper risk management, and it's going to be within the confines of my rules. As long as I can adhere to those two things, and I could do that over a period of time, the money and the funded accounts is going to be a byproduct of that. It's a byproduct of your good habits and your good trades, and just focusing on longevity, man. And then all the other things are going to come with that. Hope that helps.
And just to add to that, the moment and this has happened to me, like there's days where I think it's choppy and I'll start a position a little bit early before the bands. And then guess what? I get that big extension candle right into the bands. And now I'm, I will average into a position when that happens. But if I would have just been patient, that second entry, that could have been my first entry, and that trade would have been beautiful. But now, my average is in between there, and now I'm kind of fighting, not fighting necessarily, but sometimes it turns into a fight. But had I been patient, I wouldn't have had to even worry about that in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it really does come down to patience, especially if your strategy, needs patience. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're trading a strategy where you're taking 100+ trades a day.
But I'm going to tell you right now, chat, I'm going to be completely raw and honest with you. If you think for one split second that you even have 10 A+ trades in a day, you're out of your mind, bro. There aren't 10+ A+ trades in a day. Doesn't exist. It's not. It's a fallacy. I'm telling you, the more time that you're inside of those markets and you're trading and trading and trading and trading, guys, you're exposing yourself to give back the money that you just made, or to just hurt yourself. It may not be on that day. You may have the day where you're like, yo, I took 10 trades today. I made $1,500. All of my trades hit. But more times than not, when you're involved in the markets that often, for that amount of time, that frequently, it's going to hurt you more in the long run. I promise you. I promise.
And I can't help but also be pretty blunt and honest about this. Like, a lot of people think of like $300, right? $300 is, for some people, not a lot. For some people, it's a lot. But if you sit here for 2 hours a day, right, and you just wait for one trade, right, one A+ trade, and you make $300 on that trade, you just made $300 in an hour, or maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
Where else are you going? Where else are you going to do that? Right?
Nowhere.
Like Tyler said this earlier, it's the easiest, but yet hardest money you will ever make.
Yep.
And that couldn't be further from that couldn't be more
closer to the truth.
Yeah, it couldn't be closer to the truth. And it really is. Like, some people get so impatient because of what we were just talking about. Like, you see people on social media, oh, I made $100,000, this month or whatever. It's like, so what? Like, that's not what you're aiming for, right? Most of us are not aiming for that. If you are really looking to just like kind of supplement income, or even like make this a living, like, you're not trying to risk everything going for those huge payouts. And if you are, most of the time, those are the people that are churning accounts. We don't like to
100%.
use that word too much, but
all right, guys, so now the initial balance is set for the day. Okay, now
switch over to top chart.
Yeah, you can switch over to my screen. So I'm going to help the chat here with something. I turn the other. I keep this on. The initial balance has been set for the day. Now, using statistics, you have an 80% chance for one of these sides to get ran, right? 80%. Now we have the framework in our mind. Okay, we're bullish on the 4 hour, right? We're bullish on the 4 hour. What do you think in your mind is going to be the most likely scenario for the initial balance to be hit for the day? For me personally, what I would like to see is either the initial balance high get taken, and then I can get a reaction and a trade from that, or I could see a reaction when I get closer to the low, and then framework a trade closer to getting towards the 50% of the IB. So right now, at this particular moment in time, none of the initial balance high or low was taken. You have an 80% chance of the high or low being taken in today's trading session. So what I would like to see to build a framework of a lower time frame entry trade, right, is if you can get a trade to the IB high, or you could framework a trade after the IB high has been taken. That is what I would like to see on the lower time frames right now, because nothing has been taken just yet. So if you could use chat, if you want to use that statistic to help you, that you have that statistic on your side that not either side of the IB was taken just yet, right? It may be in your best framework of mind to target that IB high to be taken as a draw on liquidity because of the statistics, and also to align yourself with the 4 hour time frame. These are all things where I'm trying to help you build multiple confluences into your trading, right? You got the 4 hour, now you got the IB is set, you know that you're aligned with the 4 hour because you want to see the 10 a.m. candle expansion. And then guess what? The IB high wasn't taken yet. Okay, now I got multiple statistics, and let me build a framework to target the initial balance high. That could be a good trade to frame on the lower time frame. Hope that helps.
Yeah, preach it. Yeah, Freeway Hustler, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. He says, I sometimes have issues with aiming for other people's numbers instead of coming what's right for me. And that is a huge, that's one of the biggest problems with social media is it, like Tyler used the perfect word for it. It's a fallacy. You see these numbers, but what you're not seeing is what it took to get to those numbers. So what you see up front is not necessarily what is actually there on the back end, the bottom line, as people would say. Like they have operating costs just like any business, right? You know, their business pitch is to sell the big number to you, but on the back end, they're spending money to make that happen. So take that with as you will.
What's the best indicator for initial balance? Guys, do you want to know whose initial balance indicator I use? I use Joey Morgan's. And I was telling him about this because I was with Joey yesterday. For the live stream, and his initial balance indicator is the best initial balance indicator. I literally use his. I'll pull up the script here. IB first hour. Let me see my indicators here. IB first hour by J Morgan 11. It's Joey's. It's the Joey Morgan we know and love. Shout out Joey boy. He did an amazing job on that indicator. Amazing job.
I think so Joey, he's Joey Morgan 10, so that must be a Temu version.
That's the original. That is the original. Chad, that's the one that I use. I really like it. I think he did a phenomenal job with that indicator, and I use that every single day. So yeah, his indicator's goated. What's your script for the EMA stacked candles, guys? I haven't released that indicator yet. I'm fine tuning it, making sure it's perfect, but I'm going to release it, and it's going to be, I'll make it public. I'm actually not even sure how I make the indicator public. I don't even know how on TradingView, but I'm fine tuning it a little bit to see if I can find any discrepancies or anything that I need to fix. But I'm going to put it out there. It's going to be entirely for free, and just fine tuning it right now, seeing if I need to code anything else. But it's really, really good, and I love it so far. But yeah, if anybody could help me, I don't know how to make the indicator public on TradingView. I'm not sure how to do that.
I actually Googled it for you real quick. It says load script onto a clean chart, open the script in Pine Editor. Oh, so you just open it in Pine Editor and click publish.
Oh, okay. That's easy enough. Okay.
Yeah, when it pops up, it'll say you can select the access type. So it can be either open, protected, or invite only.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, I'll do that. And I'll get it out there for you guys so you guys can throw it on your charts.
Guys, you could stop typing the
What,
actually,
don't-
you know, maybe they're just saying that we're, you know, that we're winning, you know, on the stream. So
I'm taking payouts and then blowing accounts. That's my biggest struggle right now, keeping the accounts, over trading on my red days. Yeah, that's a problem for you. You're not alone in that. It's a problem for a lot of people, is that you kind of, and you know what's funny is that everyone has that when you take that payout, right? You get that euphoric feeling. You're feeling like overconfident, and then you know what it is that the next day you go into your trading day and then you end up trading. It ends up being a red day, and then it turns into this big spiral, right? You take a payout, you got that euphoric feeling, you're feeling good in your trading, and then all of a sudden you come to the markets the next day because those emotions are still heightened, they're still there, you're aware of them, and you know what? That red day turns into a huge, it ends up blowing your account, right? So for a lot of people that I tell is that after you take a significant payout, you know, if you're not ready and you still feel those emotions, it may be in your best interest to take a day off from the charts and let yourself regroup, refocus, and kind of calm down and you know, take that win and analyze it and embrace it, and then come and attack the markets when you are level-headed, right? Because it's like the saying, guys, when you go into a fight, if you go into a fight with anybody and you're angry and you're aggravated, it's only going to hurt you in the fight. It's never going to help you. The person who's composed in the fight, the person who's not letting their emotions dictate them in the fight, that's the person who's going to outwin their opponent. It's going to be the same thing in the markets. Don't let your emotions, especially after a payout, come and dictate your trading, because guess what? It's never going to end better for you. It's going to end worse. So if that was an analogy that helps, is just keep yourself composed. If you find yourself, you know, and rightfully so, guess what? You take that payout, you're excited, you should be excited. But, you know, it may be in your best interest to maybe just take a day off from the charts if you're feeling that excitement from the payout, and just come back level-headed the next day. And the market's always going to be there again, bro. It's going to be there. You don't need to trade every day.
so true. And you know, one of the stories I hear a bunch too, and it kills me every time I hear it, and I know you've heard it, where people will say, you know, I was at payout, but I wanted to keep trading, and then they like, I want to be like, what are you doing? Right? It's like,
I'm not, guys.
All right, well, let me ask you, what were you doing?
You know what it is it's a ridiculous amount level of greed, and it's a point to where you're not satisfied, right? So, guys, all the things that I tell you aren't things that I personally haven't done. I've blown accounts with $10,000 buffers in them, and I needed one winning day to get the payout. I've blown it. Okay, I've had trades where I've literally, guys, I swear to you, I've done this where I've had a payout submitted. And I kept trading and I blew the account, and the payout was null and void because the account was gone. Guys, I've done all these things. I'm not just telling you them because I want to tell you, like, I've done every wrong thing that you could do as a trader. I've done it. I've blown so many accounts, making the wrong decisions, being greedy, taking trades when I shouldn't, putting too much size on. All these things I've done. I'm not just spewing it out of my mouth because I haven't done them. I've done it all and worse. Trust me when I tell you, is that take your piece, walk away, you take your payout, give yourself a day. If you're not emotionally ready, you do not trade. If you feel that you have outside things going on outside of your life, you're having a problem with the wife, you're having a problem with the kids, work isn't going so hot, all those things are going to be a direct reflection on the charts. All of them. They're going to come out on the charts. So when you are in these markets, you are a professional, and all the other outside noise and influence, you can't let it affect you in your trading. You can't.
Guys, pro tip, and apparently this goes for Tyler too. If you guys get to a payout, look at how much that payout is, and if you really want to keep trading, deduct that amount. This is what I do. Like I try to compound. So like if I take a payout, I will then I can grab more accounts to trade and try to make more payouts, right? So if you get to payout on one of these accounts, stop trading that account, realize how much you're going to take, just go grab another account.
Exactly.
Right? How many people have blown an account where they could have literally from that payout bought like 2 straight to funded accounts? So just go buy a straight to funded account, keep trading, right?
Exactly.
But don't trade pro tip, don't trade
Don't.
an account that's at payout. It makes no sense.
I don't like people to do this because I think that it breeds bad habits. But if you really always have an account that you could trade, if you feel that urge where you need to put a trade on real bad, have an account that's an account that you don't care about. It's an account like it's an eval that you want to pass. It's a funded account that you have no attachment to. And if you really need to scratch that itch real bad, it's got to be on an account that you don't care about. You have to be able to separate yourself from that. Don't go and expose yourself and do it on an account that means a lot to you. I don't even like to tell people to do that because I think it breeds really bad habits. You have to be able to just walk away. But listen, things need to be done in increments. I'm a big proponent of that. I don't think that people could just make such a vast change overnight. It's hard to do, man. If you have a hard time walking away from the charts, at least do this. At least focus on your A+ trades, on your really, really, really good accounts that you care the most about, and then have an account that you know, if you need to bridge that gap before you get to the point where you're like, you know what, I could shut this off and I could walk away as a professional. I don't think things could just happen overnight. I say bridge that gap with an account that you know that you don't have a strict attachment to, and something that you could just trade to scratch that itch, and then learn to walk away after that. And then guess what? You scratch that itch and you take that red trade on a trade that you don't care about, you're going to feel so much more grateful that you didn't do that on an account that actually meant something. I promise you. But I don't tell people to do that a lot because I think that you're breeding a habit that should never be formed, and it could show up in your funded account. But I know everything needs to be done in small increments. I know that it's hard to make changes, big changes overnight. It is a very difficult thing to do.
Mr. Chan, it is possible. It is a platform thing, though. You can, if you have a Tradeivate account with Tradeify, you can go over to NinjaTrader, and they have a sim account on there. I just made a video about this. It's a little cheat code to kind of have a sim account for free forever, especially with I don't know if I should be saying this out loud. Maybe I'll stop.
Wait, what did you say? What were you saying?
So a lot of I'll just put it out there without actually saying it. You know how you can buy accounts that are one-time fees? There's no reoccurring monthly fees.
Yes.
Well, and do you know on NinjaTrader, if you have a Tradeivate account, it comes with a sim account?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's NinjaTrader. If you have an account with a prop firm with Tradeify, through Trade, it's got to be Tradeivate. You go on to NinjaTrader, and it has your account plus the sim account. So if you're only paying a one-time fee for an account, you now permanently have a sim account.
Oh,
big brain.
Interesting concept.
Yeah. So in theory, if you only have to pay once and you like to use a sim account, there you go. You're welcome. Brett, please don't like sue me or something. I don't know. Somebody also asked, where was it? When you get, no, that wasn't it. Oh, it was this guy. He said, oh yeah, he was just extending on how he qualified for a payout. And then but it wasn't the max payout, so he went for the max payout.
Oh, been there, dude, been there so many times, man, so many times. I could submit a payout. Oh, I want max payout. I need $500 more. Let me just push the account a little bit more. I'm telling you, man, it's never gonna end well. Focus, and you gotta just focus on those high probability trades, and just. I know you want to do everything overnight. You want the payout right away. You want to do it in a week. You want to get funded in 2 days. I get it. But I promise you, you are going to thank yourself so much more than when you take your time and you don't break your rules and you get that payout. Trading your plan, and no matter what, I traded my plan. I executed. I walked away on my red days. You are going to feel so much better about your trading, and you're going to be in such a healthier place with your trading, as opposed to you just cycling through accounts. It's like, you know what? You can get a payout. You could cycle through an account, and you know what? You can play the ROI game. Nothing wrong with that. But listen, I want you guys to build really good habits in your trading. I want you guys to be able to scale. I want you guys to be able to be proud of your trading. Be able to be like, you know what, Ty? I took this red day and I walked. One of the hardest things for people to do. 95% of traders, they can't walk, man. They can't walk away. And I want you, I want, that's why I focus so much on psychology with people, because it's such a difficult freaking thing to overcome, man. We are our own worst enemies. We really are. I was for a really long time. I could not, for the life of me, get out of my own way. I couldn't. And I struggled for far longer than I've ever should have. I really did.
And who here in chat? Let me see in chat. How many people ruin the rest of their day because of one trade? I can't tell you how many times I've done exactly that, where I'll take a trade, I regret it, I end up, blowing the counter, taking a big red trade, and the rest of my day is just ruined because I know I didn't follow my rules. I know I shouldn't have been in that trade.
100%.
Right? So what happened now? Let's go back, right? Let's go back and say, hey, what if I didn't take that trade? So next time, what if you don't take that trade? And then guess what? The rest of the day, let's say like today, right now, I don't have any trades, but guess what? I know that the rest of my day, I'm going to be happy with the fact that I had no trades because my setup never presented itself. So the rest of my day is not ruined. Where if I try to force a trade just because I'm trading in front of you guys and I take a red trade, I'm gonna be, I'm to the point now where it doesn't affect me. Like Tyler, I've been through all of it at this point. So it's like, even if I mess up, I brush it off pretty quickly. But not everyone's there, right? Not everyone's to that point. They're going to be pissed the F off, and they're going to be just completely mad at themselves the rest of the day. They're not going to want to talk to anybody else the rest of the day. They're not going to want to do anything the rest of the day. So if you had chores that you had to get done the rest of the day, you had obligations to do, you're not going to want to do those things. I've been there. I know exactly how that feels. And until you kind of put yourself, this is one of those things where until you put yourself in that situation, you're not going to learn how to not put yourself in that situation. So it's almost like one of those catch-22s, because you almost have to live through it to learn it, right? It's one of those things where I say this to my wife all the time about the kids. Like, they'll be doing something dangerous, and my wife's like, no, they're like, you can't do that. And I'm like, are we in like a safe environment to where they can actually do this thing and not, like, they're not going to have bodily harm, or any serious threats? Then let them do it. Right? The only way to learn is to do it. So until you're actually putting yourselves in these situations, you're not going to learn. Like I said earlier, we can sit here and talk to you all day about what to do and what not to do, but you're listening, you're hearing us, but you're not fully. Everyone's not fully listening, right? You can think that you're going to do what we say to a T, but everyone is their own person, and there might be, there might be one person that does it correctly, but it's one of those things. All you can do is
lead a horse to water, my brother. All you can do is lead a horse to water.
Bro, I used to say that all the time. You can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink it.
Sometimes you gotta go and touch the hot stove to go and see how hot it truly is. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, guys, you gotta go and experience all these things. I know it sucks, dude, and you know what? And I try to help as many people not go through the same things as I did, but those hardships and blowing the accounts and making the wrong decisions and all those things are where it builds you into the trader that you want and you need to be. And guys, wait, let me just share with you. First of all, I'm still in this trade. I am still in this trade, and I'll show you that I'm still in this trade, that I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
Tom, I'm gonna answer Tom's question real quick while you're doing that.
1,500.
Yeah. Nice. Let's go. Yeah, we're almost back up to the highs.
Boom.
So what you do, some advice for that, if you don't have rules worked out, I actually talked about this a little bit earlier. If you think you have an edge or a strategy, write it out. I should be able to ask you any question about anything that the market's doing, and you should have an answer just like that. That's how you can, if that's how you'll actually realize that you don't have the rules that you thought you had. Like, a lot of people think they have a strategy and, a nice edge in the market, but in reality, they have a concept of it. They don't actually have rules set out for, what happened. And that's how we end up in these situations in the first place, right? Like, that's how we end up in a situation like where I take a big red day and I didn't follow my rules. Well, that's because you didn't have like a hard rule, and you haven't had to abide by those rules several times. Like, that's where my biggest advice to you would be to literally pencil, paper, write it out. I mean, you could type it, but I'm telling you, pencil, paper, it's really gonna it does wonders. It really does.
Writing something down is way more powerful than typing it on a computer. All my journals that I've ever had, and I still have them, are handwritten journals. When you're writing something down, there's a connection with it in a way that there isn't when you're typing it down on the computer.
Trades like a girl. It reminds me, you throw like a
4-hour confirmation has helped me a ton. Warren, I'm so glad that you like the 4-hour confirmations. Because listen, Warren, a lot of people got hurt on that 4-hour candle, man. Bad. Look at that wick. A lot of people on this candle got really, really hurt on that trade, thinking that we were going to drive lower. And you know what? It's how you put. And one thing for me is how I didn't get stopped out of this trade, or I wasn't scared in this trade, is because I had the confirmation from the data, and based on how this candle closed, and also in conjunction with how strong these EMAs are, it was a really low probability scenario for that candle to go and drive all the way down and then take out all these lows. People were like, I want those equal lows today. I want those equal lows. The market doesn't have to go and attack those equal lows today. It doesn't. Just because now you're in a framework of mind is that you're predicting that the market is going to go and take out some form of liquidity when it doesn't need to. Stay on the trend. I know it's going to sound so stupid. The trend is your friend, bro. Don't go and fight the bulls right now. You're going to get hurt. I'm telling you. You're going to go and try and pick a top when the top is not in yet. It's not in yet. So stay on the trend and stay on the bull side right now, and not an ounce or even for a second thought in my mind that I wanted to go and take a short today. It was not. It wasn't even on the table. Like it was completely out. I wanted to see longs the entire day. And you could even go back. You can go back in the stream. I said it from the beginning. As soon as we got onto the stream, I said that I wanted longs all day. I did not. It wasn't even on the table for me to even consider a short.
It Trades Like a Girl gave us a pretty good compliment. She said, where'd it go? Can we please have a regular session with you two on Tradeify? Love this.
I would be honored. I would literally be honored. I would be honored. I need
to grab a paper towel.
Would you? Timmy spilled. Something spilled on Tim's computer. All right, guys, you just got me. What is your target, Tyler? Okay. My target, guys, chat. I go for specific candle closures based on time, right? So based on my edge, I want to see this full 10 a.m. candle through. So I would likely close this trade at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. I want to see this. I trade mostly on time, as I don't trade on targets, right? So your first target could be all-time highs if you want to shoot for all-time highs, but I strictly go more off of time. A big thing with me in the NASDAQ is trading based off of time, and I want to see this 10 a.m. candle. I want to see it through, so I want to see it until it's closed. So that would be at 2 p.m. for me later in the afternoon. Hope that helps. Most of my trading is mostly based on time, highly time-based trading. Hope that helps.
Do you ever try to take advantage of like a good power hour, or you just don't worry about it?
No, not for me. I'm not a big power hour trader. I like to take advantage of that 10 a.m. candle for me, and I made a post about it. The 10 a.m. candle for me is one of the most important candles you could ever learn to trade on the NASDAQ. Ever. It is that important. It's the most important candle that you could trade on the NASDAQ, the 4-hour 10 a.m. candle. I'm telling you guys, go and study it. I promise you. I wouldn't tell you some information that's bullshit. I would not.
Not unless he doesn't like you.
That's true. Tyler, when do you tell that we are on top? You never try to pick the top in the market. I wouldn't be interested in shorting this market, I want to see a strong reversal, right? I want to see this break down. I want to see the EMAs get disrespected. I need to see a strong confluence that this thing wants to go lower. I need to see the bears really try to step in, right? I don't want to pick the top of this right now. Until the EMAs, things are shifting, my candles start shifting. I can't go and framework a real
Oh no! Look at his face.
Huge short position.
Tyler, you're if you can hear us, your Wi-Fi is cutting in and out.
Lagging here.
His face. Look at this. Somebody screenshot that. Somebody screenshot it and go post it on X. Tag him. Tag him. He's looking for the big one, guys. He's looking for the big one. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's talking about the 4-hour time stuff. I'm not going to try to continue on that. I will wait till he gets back. But no, his time, like I said, I look more on the small time frame. So it's actually fascinating to listen to everything that he has to say about the 4-hour time frame, because there are days like I'll go out and I'll look at the you guys can, I actually have an order out looking for these bands to get hit, but I typically will look at the bigger time frame before the day starts just to kind of see where we're at. So actually let me cancel that real quick. Actually, no, I'm not going to go away. Last time I went away from the chart, it actually gave us an entry, so I'm gonna sit here on the 1 minute, but that was pretty funny. Hopefully somebody got the screenshot. I mean, it's a lot. It lives in the internet forever anyway, right? As long as Tradeify leaves the stream up. But I can finally talk. Dude, we feed off each other pretty well. Tyler's the talker. I'm the one that, you know, kind of navigates him a little bit. You guys ask some pretty good, some good questions as well. No, Tyler's the talker, and it's great, man. Everything that comes out of Tyler's mouth is on point. So I have no problem letting him talk. But real quick, as we're pulling back here real quick, I'll go show you real quick. I pop over here to the daily, and I'll look at the key levels. I don't need to come look for yesterday's close because that one's always on there, but I like to see where the highs and the lows are as well, just to kind of see where we are inside that range. I know, like I said earlier, if we scroll way out, I mean, since March 31st, I mean, we've been pretty straight up. We had one attempt at like a pullback here, and it was just a liquidity grab because we had this pullback here, went higher, only went, you know, 2 or 3 days higher, and then boom, we come down. I mean, we only broke this by what, 731 to 66, so like 60, like 50 to 70 points of a liquidity grab, and then just absolutely rocket ship straight up. It actually looks like we're heading back up here. Let's see. But yeah, it always sucks to not trade, just to kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier. But sometimes you're just not going to get a trade, and it's okay. It is okay to not trade. One of the biggest things, and I know Tyler would agree with me on this, is really the patience. And I know we preached it earlier, but it's one of those things where we just keep talking about it, because until we can, like I said, we can sit here and tell you, we have been trying to tell you guys all morning the biggest problems that most traders have, right? And we can tell you over and over again, and hopefully it helps you out. Hopefully you get the option at some point to where, and I was going to say this when Tyler was actually done talking, everything that we're telling you, it's going to be one of those aha moments where you make a mistake, and during that mistake, you're going to remember something that me, Tyler, whoever, somebody said something at some point that you heard it, but you didn't fully comprehend it. But now that you're living it, you now understand it. Clip that. That couldn't have came out more clean. So it's one of those things where you need to understand what we're saying, but everyone understands everything in different ways. Some have to learn through experience. Some can hear us and learn it. Some have to like read it to learn it. Some have to see it to learn it. Everyone learns differently. And that's one of the biggest problems with, like, when you get asked a question, if I don't know who you are as a person, it's really hard to give you a specific answer for you. And until you can actually give an answer specifically to that person, that's why I love like the community that I have around me on my streams that I do daily. I hate to say I'm not self-promoting, because I'm really not. It just kind of comes out. But I really like to dive deep into everyone's strategy. And when I'm diving deep into someone else's strategy, I consider that a learning experience for myself too, right? Because they might be seeing the market completely in a different way than I'm seeing the market. And nobody has a right or wrong way, right? Some people have a way that they can trade profitably, that some others can't, because like I said earlier, like imagine this big red candle. I mean, this isn't a huge red candle, but imagine this red candle. Like I said earlier, some people are going to see this red candle and be like, whoa, what's going on? Like, was there news? You know, like, what is that? Where I'm saying, you know, I start to get excited, right? I start to get excited because I see a big candle. And if anyone wasn't here earlier, I'm looking for a big stretch one way. The faster the move, the faster that candle, to me, the weaker the trend is, right? Like we might trend back down from the highs here, but if we get one big candle, the odds are that candle is not going to just keep going in that direction, right? We're going to probably get some sort of a bounce back. And then if it wants to continue, it will, right? That's my strategy in a nutshell, is I'm looking for those big extended moves, because I'm really just kind of looking to scalp into those moves. Tyler's back. He's back again. Oh, it was hot. It was hot outside. Oh, you're frozen again. Oh, hold on. He's getting you in there. Chat, this is not a drill. My laptop exploded. Like, it actually like caught on fire? Oh, yeah, he did. We're working on getting him back in here. Yeah. What's the weather like down there? You sound fine, but your camera's stuck. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm real laggy.
You got an
dude.
Ethernet cable laying around.
What time are we supposed to stay on? You know what? Let me get on. Yo, what time are we supposed to stream until?
We're apparently 10:30. Is it? Oh, there's okay. Gotcha. I was like, whoops. What's up, Davey?
Yo, I'm gonna go on my big computer. Okay.
All right.
Give me 2 seconds.
I don't know if you guys could hear Tyler there, but yeah, we're trying to figure out. He's trying to get back in here. What if you buy high, sell low? That sounds like a profitable strategy. That's what, you know, I have some, you know, friends and stuff like that. They'll ask me like, you know, how to get into the market and stuff like that. And that's always the running joke, right? Buy low, sell high. But right now, so I'm gonna tell you, the way that I trade, it's real hard for me to look at the daily chart. So like when people are, you know, asking me about what to do with the market and it's, you know, where it's currently at, it's really tough to give them any kind of an answer, because, you know, as much as I want to say, you know, like invest in your 401k or, you know, open up a Roth, you know, that's never a bad idea, but just know that short term, possibly short term, we might, you know, have a correction but we might not. You know, like Tyler is very the opposite way, you know, in his head with this. You know, he's saying don't fight the bulls. We don't know how high this is going to go. And he's right? That's why I try to react to what the market's doing. I never try to predict what the market's going to do. But when I go, like I said, when I go look at this daily chart, it is real hard for me to assume that we're just going to continue going like this forever, right? Like if you scroll out and you look, like this is normal market behavior. Even if you're trending, like something, you know, like this, you know, I don't even know what normal looks like anymore, because this is crazy, right? I mean, this is kind of choppy, sure, but this for months, it just doesn't seem very sustainable. That's my own personal opinion, and I'm not putting any weight behind that. But it, you know, it's hard for me to tell a family member or a friend or any of you guys in the chat, like, I think we're just going to go up forever? I'm sure we could, I guess, but you know, I don't know if that is, you know, the market, you like to think moves in waves. Right now, that daily chart is not moving in waves, right? It's looking like a tsunami. And that's why you see in the news outlets all the time, you know, all the crashes coming, you know, but they've been saying it for years, right? And we just keep going up. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it, because I mean, in the long term, you expect the market to go up over time, right? That's why everyone says invest, which I completely agree with. But everyone who has money invested right now is sitting pretty. But it's hard if you haven't invested money already to start investing here, because it's like you're literally investing at the all-time highs. And you know, that's hard to do. It is. But if you don't know any better, it's probably okay. And if you can accept the risk that we might have a correction and you're okay with that, knowing that you're not going to be touching this money for years, then so be it. Because when we do get that correction, you just keep adding into it. You keep every month, every week, or whatever your process is, then you're good. DCA is very viable on very long-term trades. So like if it's your Roth or your 401k, or just, you know, an account that you have open, a position that you really think like, you know, like a Tesla or an Apple or a, you know, Amazon, like any of those big companies, Walmart, whatever they are, you can just slowly, Nvidia, you know, they're probably going to go up over time, but you got to know when. Oh, he's dancing. I don't know. You guys get Tyler. We can't see you just yet. We can't hear you either. Oh, Patriots. I appreciate that, man. What is the low and what is the high? Yes. I can't tell you that. That's a trade secret. It's a trade secret. But Vola, do you think Tyler is right or no on his long entry? If you think he is right, why not follow the trend with your friend, unless you don't trust his skill that much? Just saying. It's not that I don't trust him. I see the market differently than him. That's all. That's really all it comes down to. And I'm gonna hit you guys with a gold nugget here. You ready? I say this differently every single time, but the idea behind it is the same. All right. Now I really want you to listen to this one. I'm going to use you guys as an example. I can hear you, Tyler. Let me finish this thought though. 500, 600 people in here watching right now. There are thousands upon thousands of strategies, edges out there that are profitable. The problem is there are not that many profitable traders to trade those profitable strategies. Let that one sink in and really let that one hit home to make you understand what we were talking about earlier, that we have so many profitable strategies that are out there for the taking that may not have even been discovered yet. But we don't have people that once they're given these profitable strategies that can trade them profitably, even if they're told exactly what to do. And it goes back to everything. I'm gonna start using Tyler's hands here. Everything that me and Tyler have been talking about all morning.
Yo, get your boy back.
About how, I don't know how, I'm not the one doing the back end. About how the emotions and not being able to take a stop, not being able to let winners ride, not adding to winners. There he is. There's Tyler. He's back. But that's really what it comes down to. And I got my talk out, Tyler. I got to actually talk for a little bit there. So welcome back.
I love that. What's good, chat? Technical difficulty there for a sec, but we're back. And I'm at my standing desk now. My laptop overheated, but now I'm at my standing desk. Did NQ take the IB high?
It did. Barely, but it did.
It did? Oh, it did. Oh, it took it. Beautiful. Nice. Really nice. Cool. All right. What's good, chat? I'm back.
Now we're all standing.
Feels good to stand.
It does.
Chat, what a beautiful freaking trade. Wow.
That's like my wife is always like, you're not bringing a chair to the game, because my son will have a baseball game or whatever, and I'm just like, I sit all day. Like I need to stand.
Yo, I think we're going to all-time highs today, dude. It's coming.
My contact info, just Tim Vesh. Vola is my old name. It's kind of how everybody knows me. I used to be volatility trading, but it's Tim Vesh now.
Tyler's AI.
Yeah, well, Tyler, his laptop burned up, so we went to ChatGPT and Claude real quick, and we got a new Tyler.
What an absolutely gorgeous trade.
Notice how his eyes are beautiful now instead of that weird looking brown. Now they're blue.
Chat, you think we hit all-time highs today or what? What do you think?
I've been seeing TradingView must be acting up today. TradingView and TradeC, people have been kind of complaining
Really?
about that all day. Yeah.
TradingView's freaking out. Did you close, Tyler? No, I told you guys I'm going to close at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. I like to see the 10 a.m. candle through. I like to see how it closes. And guys, a really good draw in liquidity would be these all-time highs. I think that's where we're going, right? I mean, what are we like? How many points away? We're 30 points away. 30 points. You could take profit. I'll probably take 80% off at all-time highs and then just leave a runner until 2 p.m. Call it. Yeah, all-time highs. Yeah, that's a good draw. I think we're gonna go hit all-time highs today, and then just
we're almost there.
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, that was my draw. That was my draw for today. Absolutely freaking gorgeous trade, guys. Gorgeous. And you could rewind said stream. And I said that's what I wanted today. I said it.
He did say it. He said it. I was here. I was listening.
Chad, that's what I wanted to see it. The way that candle closed was so.
Are you on Ethernet? Oh yeah, audio's gone. This is what happened. I remember he was guest streaming at one point, and his audio kept going out. Silly Tyler. Real mics and computers are for adults. Rotating view went down 100 points. Wait, what? Is it like just throwing up random wicks? Might just be a data issue.
No, I should be good now. I don't know why it does that automatically, bro. It's so annoying. It changes the output for my audio whenever it wants. It makes no sense.
We're both lagging a little. That's probably you, robot. I don't think we would both. That's that. I just said it out loud, and it makes sense. He spells it row_bots, but okay, I see you. I would totally be one of those people that, like, when I'm reading names, I would fall for the inappropriate ones. That would be me. I would fall for that so bad. I'm Ron Burgundy. Stay classy.
Trade real quick.
I'm really hoping. I already know what's gonna happen. We're gonna get to 11:30. We're gonna get kicked out of here, and then this thing's gonna give me a trade. It's usually how it works.
Yep.
Locking it in?
No, not. It was on a.
I heard that.
It was on a. It's on my personal account.
Oh, okay.
You heard the order filled?
I did.
Yeah. We're riding this out.
With Nick, you're in shorts? You're a liar.
No way, dude. This is going lying. To ATH right now.
This isn't a Swiss Nick trade. I know how Swiss Nick trades.
From the beginning of when we got onto this stream, the full narrative of the play was delivered. What I wanted to see, when I wanted to see it, what I expected of the 10 candle. Do you know why? It's because when you study the 4-hour candles, the narrative becomes easier. That's why I wanted to come and explain it to you guys yesterday. And I put it out in a tweet that I wanted to talk about higher time frame confirmation with you guys, so you could at least understand what my mindset is when I came into the market today. And it literally played out exactly how I wanted to see it. And I even said it from the beginning. I said 930 could get a little hairy with some manipulation, which it did. That wick was insane, man. How much? That was a 130 point wick. But beautiful trade. Just the fact that we stuck to our bias, stuck to our data, and I didn't let it affect me mentally.
And just to give Tyler a pat on the back here, guys, like the open trade, like the open, look at the nasty move down, right? Like he didn't flinch, right? And then even up here, we touched the highs, but then we started to come right back down into that opening range. He was actually rooting for me to get a trade for it to keep going down, because he knows that no matter what, he's going to follow his plan. He's going to follow his data. And in the end, it's going to work itself out, right? Today, maybe it would have kept going down, and maybe he ends up getting stopped out break even or whatever it is. But guess what? It's part of the overall plan. This one day, this is another thing that I preach a lot. This one day is not gonna make or break your career. Okay,
you're not defined by a trade.
No,
at all.
But you could be in a bad way.
Yeah, exactly. You could let that loss. You could let the loss define you.
Yep. But that one time you don't stop out, it can define you. But overall, as a trader, like if you want to make this work as a trader, as a career, you need to think thousands upon thousands of trades. You can't think about just this one trade. Okay. That's why it's so important to make sure you stop out, follow your rules on this one specific or every specific trade. Because if you don't, then like we've been saying all morning, you're going to start developing bad habits, because every once in a while you're going to win on a trade you shouldn't have won on. And you're going to be like, oh, well, it worked that time. And then you start changing your rules for the worse. And it takes you down a rabbit hole you just don't want to go down. So it's like, if you have data to back up exactly how you should be trading, follow it. And the more you start to follow it and you start to see those long-term results, that's when it starts to really hit you that, okay, like I understand that if I do XYZ, it's going to lead me to the promised land.
But some people don't have bias on the market, but see how the market reacts. What do you think about that? Right. And that's totally fine. And that's totally fine. All I wanted to do for you guys today is have you understand where the next potential big delivery of price is going to be, right? If you are shooting for a 10-point move, a 15-point move, correct. You don't need a bias on the day. But if I could help you guys align, right, to have more conviction in your trades and be like, you know what? I have the confirmation on the 5, and I also aligned myself with the 4-hour. Wouldn't you say that it increases the probabilities of your trade actually starting to work out and deliver? So that's why I wanted to help you guys formulate a bias for your trades, and why I wanted to kind of deliver the information to you today, because it helps a lot, man, when you know that you have the higher time frame on your side, because it helps. You know, it's like, okay, although a lot of people probably got scared on this wick, right? On lower time frame trades, 1 minute, 5 minute, it looks like you're in an extremely bearish market. But when you're looking at it from higher time frame structure, all this was a clear manipulation at the open to then deliver and close bullish, and then now you're getting the delivery of the 10 a.m. candle. And think of it for anybody that says that this is like hindsight trading, it 100% is not, and it came at the beginning of this stream.
Yeah, he's been saying it all morning. But I was going to say, when you're looking at bigger time frames too, and this is something that I do, and I don't even trade the bigger time frames, but start to think about like what the chart looks like for the big money, right? The people who are trying to make money, they can't trade the 1 minute chart and, you know, get in enough contracts on one candle to do what they're doing, right? So they almost have to, I used to say this all the time, they think of it as like painting a picture. What can the big money do temporarily on a chart to make everyone start piling into a position to where they can then have enough liquidity for their big position to then go the direction that they think it's going to go? Now, if we're looking at the open, now think of this. Look, how's this look, right? We have a pretty obvious line here from pre-market, and at the open, they bring it right down to it. And look at this, like probably almost 10 minutes of going below that line. Everyone in the retail world is probably thinking, wow, this is strong. Like we're probably going lower, right? And then what ends up, obviously this is hindsight trading. I don't like talking like this, but I'm more so trying to generalize what I think the big money is looking for. And this kind of goes into what Tyler's saying about how you almost want to try to join the big money, join the trend, join where the price is probably going to actually go. And it's like, until you can get that confluence on the bigger time frame, smaller time frame, whatever it may be, you really got to understand what's happening. So, and then once you realize that everyone piled in short here, and that if they want to start moving it higher, they only have to really get it to a certain point, right? Because then what? All these people that were piling in short are now what? They're trapped. Underwater.
Yeah.
And they're trapped. So it's like, that's not, now they almost don't even have to keep, you know, like pushing the position that way, because all the people that are short are going to do it for them, right? Yeah. All that volume down here where they were short, they all are now going to start covering to stop out like they should be once they realize it's not working like they thought. And then you're going to just get a more powerful move. So now you got buyers and shorts who are covering, forcing a move in the opposite direction. And then it's like the same thing here, right? They come up here, they start to take profit, and this is probably them taking profit. Once they make it look like we're heading a certain direction, you see this all the time, especially on the NASDAQ, where they make it look like it's going one direction. And I say it on my stream all the time, whatever it looks like the chart's probably going to do, it's probably going to do the opposite. Think of this from a data point, right? They say 95% of traders fail. So, and I'm not saying any specific person is one of them, but if most of the people are looking at this chart, like at the open, and they're all like, oh, look at this thing, it's going lower. If they all think it's going lower, where's it probably going to go? You know, it's really a mental psychology game when you really think about it. I mean, because in the end, what are we doing? We're hitting a buy button and we're hitting a sell button. It's just when you do it and your strategy behind it is what really, you know, puts the odds in your favor.
Couldn't have said it better myself, my brother. Explain the 10 a.m. candle in simple. Okay. So if you know anything about the NASDAQ, the highest volatility candles on the NASDAQ are going to be what? They're going to be the 6 a.m. candle. Why? Because that 4-hour candle still represents the 9:30 open. And then it's going to be the 10 a.m. candle. The 10 a.m. candle is going to be a cleaner candle because the initial manipulation for the day, which is at the open, which is what we saw today, then you're going to have the clear narrative for the move for the day, which is what we're seeing right now, right? So now when I think of, okay, how can I put myself on the right side of the market without being faked out by lower time frame entry confirmations? Okay, I know that a lot of big money, big institutions, one of the major time frames that they utilize is the 4-hour time frame. It's a big swing time frame. It's a major time aligned time frame, like as far as candles go, 2 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m. I promise you, when you can get on the right side and understand where the 10 a.m. candle is likely to go after the 6 a.m. candle has delivered or showed its hand, right? The 6 a.m. candle sweep this inversion fair value gap where we had this gap down here. We swept it, we closed bullish, and then this 10 a.m. candle is now your distribution candle. Knowing, and I'm gonna tell you like information that I know is that this 10 a.m. candle by 2 p.m. it should still close bullish. My likely draw where? To all-time highs. That could be your profit target for the day, or it could rip right past all-time highs. Normally, most of the time I hold to see the candle entirely through until 2 p.m. because like I said, I don't trade based off of liquidity points. I mostly trade based off of time, and I'll hold the trade until the candle closes, right? So, but a strong draw on liquidity and the likelihood of us taking this all-time high is where I would like to see price go and deliver to today. And that's kind of where my entire narrative for the day came from. So I hope that helps some of you out there.
I'm actually curious. What was your narrative yesterday looking at this 10 a.m. candle?
I don't trade Mondays. I didn't even look at the charts. I know not to trade Mondays. Yeah. Mondays is a wash, bro. It's not, I don't even look at it. I know it's messy, bro.
Yeah.
And the fact that there was that much volatility on a Monday is very rare. It's very rare. It's normally a low volume day. And I don't trade Mondays because it's not strong for my data. Like I said, I sit out Mondays and it's okay. It's okay. I'm not missing trades. You know what I am? I'm avoiding losses. That's what I'm doing. I'm avoiding manipulation. I'm not missing money. I'm missing out on losing positions based on my data. So I know somebody was in the chat earlier saying that, but it's such a huge thing for me is that I avoid losing trading days that aren't going to provide profitability for my edge in the market. That's it.
Love it. And it just cycles back to what we were talking about earlier, you know, about how patience, really, it always boils down to the same thing. It's just being patient.
Yeah.
For spectator's sake, let's say yesterday's Monday candle was not on Monday, but on a day that you would trade. What would this candle tell you? Okay. Just out of curiosity.
So the Monday 10 a.m. candle. So, okay. The information going on this chart isn't enough for me to even take a trade, right? So what happened here is that the 2 a.m. candle.
By the way, if you want to show your chart, it's not up.
Oh.
I actually pulled up the 4-hour chart to kind of follow along for everybody. Yeah.
So if you look at the Monday 2 a.m. candle, go and put the cursor on the 2 a.m. candle on Monday.
Got it.
Okay. So do you see that candle didn't take a candle's high, and although it closed below the candle's low, it's not enough information for me to go and now take a trade off of. Why? Because it didn't fully. If you see that gap, do you see the gap from the candle that's directly to the left of the 2 a.m. candle? Those two green bars, there's a gap in price. Do you see the gap? Between those two candles where the two wicks don't overlap. That candle right there, there's a gap. So if you were to take a you know what? Let me just do this. I'll put you guys onto some sauce, okay? I'll put you guys onto some sauce. Tell me when you can see the chart. You see it?
It should be out.
Okay.
He's got to hit it.
Okay. Tell me when I'm live. I'm gonna put you guys onto some sauce right here, okay?
Get your notepads out.
I put you guys onto some sauce. I didn't tell anybody this, okay?
You're welcome, chat. I got it out of them.
Tell me when
I know
I'm
y'all
ready.
been wanting it.
Okay, I'm good. Now, if you see this is Monday, a lower probability day, do you see that this candle didn't wick this high or wick this low? It closed beyond it, right? So now, going into your mind, you don't have enough information yet. There's not enough information for you to take a trade. Now, what else do we know? We're inside of this gap. Price didn't close directly through this gap, didn't close beyond it. There's still not enough information for you to take a trade. Now, what happens here on the 6 a.m. candle closure? We then create this gap here, right? But this candle closed beyond this candle's wick. It closed with a body. So therefore, that is no trade. So when you go into 10 a.m., there is no trade on this day. So now we go into Tuesday, and what do I look at, right? What happens here? The 2 a.m. candle inverses this gap here, right? The best entry possible would have actually been on a retest of this gap. I entered here, right, on the 2 a.m. candle closure. The best entry possible would have been an entry here as this manipulation was happening into 930. You would have had the conviction in this trade to hold it through the manipulation, right? You would have had a wide stop and you would have held through it. Now, why they gave me the conviction is because how this candle closed at this time. This 2 a.m. candle immediately inversed this gap right here. It wasn't the second candle after, it wasn't the third, it wasn't the fourth. It was the immediate candle after this gap was made. That goes to show you that bulls are in control here, and that the sellers who tried to then go and retest this gap, right? When buyers wanted to go and retest it, it was immediately inversed and disrespected. Now I go into the 6 a.m. candle. What is likely to happen on the 6 a.m. candle? At 6 a.m., it could mess around for a little bit. And then when 9 a.m. comes around, 9:30, this is the manipulation into the gap. And then what do we want to see on 10 a.m.? 10 a.m. is your delivery candle. It's your expansionary candle. And that is what we're seeing right now in price, is you're seeing your delivery higher to this new all-time high that could be made today. I hope that helps.
It made sense to me.
I'm trying to deliver it in a way where it's not confusing, because I know it's a lot of information at once. But I'll make an Instagram reel on it, and it'll be on my Instagram, and I'll make it in a way where it's more digestible for you to understand. Okay, this way it's really really easy. And you can be like, all right, I can go back and rewatch it time and time again, and I'll help you guys out that way.
Yeah, just make sure you cherry pick the.
And I'll make sure that I only cherry pick the winning position, so I never have to say that I ever lost a trade before. Okay, exactly. That's key. I will make sure that I never show that I ever lost a trade here, and I only cherry pick the winners.
Yep, you can't be on socials and be showing losses, bro. It's not how it works.
Tyler, my man, that was good. Yeah, I tried to explain it in a way that was digestible for everyone. I hope that helped.
You read that wrong. He said it like, "That's my man."
Oh, that's my man's.
I love those. Those are great.
Yeah,
I really wanted to see us hit all-time high. We're right there, man. We're so close. That would have been a perfect way to end.
4-hour inversions are very precise. Yes, they are. Especially, but it's not just any 4-hour inversion. You have to remember that. It has to be on those candles that matter the most. Time matters. It's time and then price. It's not price and time. It's time and then price. Time is everything, especially on the NASDAQ. It is such a time-heavy, sensitive asset, right? Gold isn't like this. Gold is totally different. Gold, that's what I'm saying. When I swing trade gold, it doesn't have the same weight with time that the NASDAQ does. Okay.
There we go.
Here we go. Here's the all-time highs. Here we come. Here we go.
Going.
That's it. Go get it. Go get it, baby. Go get it.
Come on. I want to see this big giant candle. What do they call it? The boner candle. Let's see it.
Here we go. Give me all-time highs.
I mean, we don't get this close and not get it, right?
No, it's getting it. It's getting it.
Yeah.
It'll get it. It's going. It'll go.
There's no one shorting here, right? Like who would short here?
What a beautiful trade, guys. Of course, guys. I want to help you as much as I can.
Tyler said, "What a beautiful boner candle."
Is it? Gorgeous. I traded orb and price reactions at VWAP, and your explanation for 4 hours manipulation really helped my trade today for extra confirmation. Awesome, man. Awesome, man. I love that.
Confluence.
PG, can you talk a bit about how you trade gold? I trade gold entirely different. I swing trade gold on higher time frames. I only trade gold on the 8-hour and above, 8-hour, 12-hour daily, and I swing trade on my live account using micros. And then I also, I wish I could swing trade on futures prop firms, but I still swing trade where on the prop firms that I am allowed to swing. Because I can't give up swing trading, guys. It is my roots. It is my roots. Oh, but you know what I do swing trade on? Tradeify crypto. And I'm going for the biggest payout on Tradeify crypto. I already told Uncle Brett yesterday, I'm going for the payout record on Tradeify crypto. And he knows. He knows.
I don't even know
told
how
him
to
yesterday.
trade.
Oh, I love crypto. I'm a big crypto guy.
It's not that I'm necessarily, I'm lying. I don't want to say that I'm not against it, but I'm not for it. So it's not that I'm against it. I'm just not for it. Like I don't understand the long-term game there. But
yeah,
that's just
listen,
personal.
And most of my positions on crypto, I'm a short biased trader on crypto because I don't actually have any long-term holdings in crypto. The technicals for me, I mostly only trade Ethereum, but the technicals for me trading Ethereum, they're very, very clean and they're very similar to the NASDAQ, very similar. So that's one thing that I really enjoy trading crypto, and I trade with Tradeify over there at the crypto side too. Well, I love it. I freaking love it. So if you guys are
even good.
No, finish.
I was gonna say Swiss Nick's not even in the chat, guys. So obviously he blew up. Oh no, there he is.
There's Swiss Nick. Okay.
I mean, they're kicking us off, Tyler. We could go for a couple more hours.
This thing's about to hit ATH. All right, chat.
Let's give it another minute. Another couple minutes.
Go and hit all time.
I want to see this. Yeah.
Just go hit all time high.
92. What is the actual all time high? Like 92.
All time high is let's see the high. 693.
693.
693.
Right. I also just feel if we break that, there's probably some stops sitting there, which could give us a little pop to the upside through 700.
Very, very well could.
I would love to see that.
Let's see if it takes it. This way we get the full stay until all-time highs. Full board shorts.
We'll be like Leo and Wolf of Wall Street. I ain't going nowhere.
I fucking leave it.
I ain't fucking leave it.
Guys, thanks for the amazing energy today and just the welcoming from me and Tim. I actually had an amazing stream. Amazing stream. I had a great time. It was awesome.
Yeah, this was a blast. I appreciate it.
I'll gladly run it again, my boy.
Yeah, anytime.
Let's see if this thing can just go and run all-time highs.
No. If it gets back below like 675, like right here, I'm not too confident. It's gonna get there. It's not gonna get there right this second. It might build up, go sideways a little bit.
Yeah.
Give us a pull back.
I mean, how can you be 10 points from it and not go at 20?
Not even.
Not run it.
7 points. Got the 86 there.
TG reminds me of Jordan Belfort, ironically. I love that. Except for the pact where where he went to the feds. But other than that, I love it.
Yeah, he's talking about the vibes, you know. The
Vibes, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm in longs from 483.
Nah, see, that's what I didn't see.
For real?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful trade, bro. Hell yeah.
What, he's from 483.
Yeah, dude, you got a better entry than me, bro. That's a banger. You caught it right through the manipulation.
Oh yeah, he was in way down
Sick
here.
trade, bro. Sick trade. Marco, you still holding that? That's a great trade, bro. Holy cow.
You traded like what I was talking about earlier. Like you waited for the big money to kind of show their hand.
Of course.
You got it right there. Yeah.
He's up 200 points. Freaking sick, bro. Nice trade. Go and run these highs so we can get off the stream on a high note.
Let's do it. I want to see it pop through the highs, go right through 700. Go.
Go get it, guys. Come on.
Go, baby. Go. Go,
He's right
baby.
there.
Go.
He's right there.
Seriously, get off there.
Hey, Tyler, why do you call it manipulation? It's manipulation because I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because the higher time frames are in alignment for the bulls to still be in control. And what does big money want to do? Big money wants to stop out all retail traders and fake them into thinking that shorts are in control for the day. Now, when is that likely going to happen? That's likely going to happen at the open, right? There's going to be a huge influx of volume, and their main goal is to trick traders into believing that one side is the side that's accurate, and they're going to try and fake you out in your positions and draw you into the wrong side of the market. So if you have the alignment on the higher time frame, you know that the more likely scenario based on probabilities and back testing and just having data, that this is a low probability scenario for us to go and drive down lower because the higher time frame structure and confluences are on our side, right? We had the 4-hour inversion. We're super bullish with our EMAs, our indicators green. The bulls are in control. So all this move down here, driving down, especially when it happens right at the open, which is the most likely scenario for it to happen, is likely the false move for the day. Because when you're trading the NASDAQ, what's going to happen is when you initially get into the market, the big money is going to try to fake you out on one side and try to manipulate you. It's going to happen every single day. It's on you to do the due diligence to know what is the likely scenario on where the manipulation is going to occur. And if you could build that with the bias of the higher time frame, you could put yourself in the best situation possible to understand where and why the manipulation is happening at that specific time.
Beautiful.
What the house?
It's true. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, Tyler has a way of saying things, but you need to, if there's something that he was answering a question, go back and listen to his answer a second and third time.
Yeah,
because you might not get it on the first time, but I'm telling you, he's giving you the sauce. You just got to listen to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain it in a way where it is digestible for newer traders, because I always had the hardest time with that, where the information would kind of make my brain all scrambled. So I try to deliver it in a way where it's easier for people to understand. So I hope I did a good job at that. And if you are confused, just reach out to me and I'm willing to help.
Just go flame them over on X.
Tyler, what do you think about ICT? I learned, guys, a lot of my initial trading when I first came into the space and learning about how important time was from watching ICT videos, right? I'm not a super heavy ICT trader, right? I do utilize some concepts, but most of the concepts, like as far as gaps go, and more of my trading is based on wicks and understanding the power of wicks. Because you need to know, guys, and Amos says this too, and it's where we align heavily, is that wicks tell the story of the candle, right? The wicks tell the entire story. So a lot of my trading is based on wicks and how certain candle closes. And this wick, guys, you got to understand that this wick on this 4-hour candle says a big story than what you even begin to believe, right? This is a 140-point wick, and then the candle closed bullish on the 4-hour. That's an extremely powerful candle showing you that the bulls are in control, man. The bears tried to take this candle down over 140 points. The bulls brought it all the way back up and then closed bullish, right? So the wicks tell a lot of the story, especially on those candles that mean the most. So for me, trading and understanding wicks is one of the most important things in my trading.
All right, Tyler. I think the market flirted with us a little bit there.
Yeah,
it wanted to give it to us, but
it's all good. I think she'll get it.
I do too. I think it's just a matter of when, not if. But
yeah, I'm gonna get a coffee though, because I really need a nice coffee. And I just want to give a special shout out to you, my boy, and the chat. Chat, thank you for embracing us and letting us do the stream. I know it's not the typical hosts here. It's not the Spud, Miriam, and everybody else, but I had an amazing time, and hopefully you took something positive. And shout out Nicky Boy in the chat as well. I love you, Nicky Boy. And
yes, Nick, I'll see you soon.
Thank you for having us, dude. And Tradeify and everyone here, and thank you. And hopefully we'll be back soon. So thanks, guys. Love you.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to run it back at some point. I appreciate y'all. And with that, I guess we'll see you guys later. Until then.
All right, later.
Peace it out.
Peace.